Welcome back to the Shonen Post podcast. This is episode 20, and I'm your host, Yada. Once again, I'm joined by my co host, Knox
Hey,
and Weeb.
I'm back.
Welcome back. And on this channel, we talk about 9 different weekly manga. Today, we're only talking about 6 because there's some breaks and stuff. But the weekly manga we cover are Dan Da Dan, Chainsaw Man, Centuria, Gachiakuta, Ranger Reject, Shangri-La Frontier, Ichi The Witch, Astro Royale, and Kagurabachi. If you are not reading any of those and you are checking out the podcast, then maybe you should, change that up. Add some of those to your reading list and get to reading. We got timestamps down below so you can skip segments that you aren't reading yet. Like I said, you need to get to that. Share the video with a friend that might not be, listening to us, but they read some of those stories. And hit the like button, drop a comment, kick the subscribe button, all the good stuff that we usually do. If you got suggestions or anything like that, make sure to drop it down below too. If you're looking for us to be on other platforms such as Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that, help us get to the 1,000 subscribers. I think we're at like 814 now, and it says that I'm just gonna make up a statistic and say that only like 2% of our watchers are subscribed. That's a number I pulled out of my ass, but you got to respect it because I said it. I'm the YouTuber and you're the viewer. So yeah, let's jump into it, baby. We're gonna start this thing off with Chainsaw Man chapter 194 because we ain't got no Dan Da Dan. We covered it last week, and we don't have Centuria because it's on break. We got Chainsaw, baby. 194 fun school festival. Welcome back, Weeb. You starting it off, baby. What you got?
Whew. Character development, and Denji knows what the hell is going on and is just expecting it. He knows he's gonna get fucked over, and I kind of love it.
Yeah, he's been through some shit.
couldn't sleep because too many boners.
Bruh. Actually
That's
relatable, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Men stand up.
Yeah. But yeah, chapter opening up, Denji decides not to be a horn dog, so some nice development. And I just like how he's still just setting up, making breakfast, and is literally just talking to Pochita, saying, "So another crazy girl is with me. I'm probably gonna get fucked over again. So I'm kind of expecting things to go south.
Yeah.
Why does this keep happening?"
It's funny that he's talking to Pochita, and like Pochita has talked back before, not many times, but like when after the Makima thing, like Pochita was like, all Makima wanted was to be loved by someone who was equal, that wasn't like being forced to love her as under her control. It's like, bro, Pochita, why aren't you like saying shit right now, bro? Like, speak up, dog. Tell me something about this war devil, bro. She's fucking crazy. Like,
yeah, where are the Dr. Phil bars now?
Yeah, bro. Like, give me something, dog. What does she want? Like, how do I fuck her off, yo? She's fucking loony, dog.
You had to rephrase that last part.
Yeah, how do I get her the fuck off? Words just be falling out my lips sometimes.
We got to take words away from you, G.
Yeah, I got banned words from me.
This nigga eating pot stickers right next to like a disemboweled like half person.
Yeah, Denji doesn't like. Yeah, Denji has his standards, but he's kind of desensitized to death for the most part.
Right. Yeah. Like, well, imagine like what you have to have gone through to just be able to casually eat some fucking gyoza next to half a chef.
Yeah.
Yes, chef. Yeah, this is his shop. Remember they went there and he was like trying to get the dude to make the food. Yoru blew him to pieces. It was like, I could make the food yourself. So I guess this is like his family shop. So not only did they come in here, shoot him and ruin his business, but they also like slept in his bed or whatever, like his kitchen and shit.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, dog.
Well, the end of the world's coming, so who the fuck cares?
Still, bro, that's a horrendous use of free will.
Yeah. That's what it's gonna be like, bro. When The Walking Dead happens, just run up in somebody's house, shotgun them, and live in their house for like 2 weeks.
I'd probably put the body in the backyard, but sure.
Proper barrier. But then again, we're in the middle of a city, so there's not really any place for us to like. Why are we talking about this at this point?
Worst case, throw him out the window, bro.
Do to us.
Yeah, I'm not about to eat dinner next to fucking Body Man, yeah.
Yeah, like that shit probably stinks.
Yeah, I've been sitting there for like 12 hours.
Yeah, and it's just like exposed guts, bro.
There's actually something that I did kind of notice. It is like kind of blink and you miss it for a panel, but like there's a panel that says how many people are like dead and missing after everything that's happened, and Denji's just kind of like, I think it just shows like Denji is kind of like in awe of the shit that's going on and how bad it is, but is still kind of like doing his own thing, most likely because he just isn't much for him to do at the point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he is
900
desensitized.
dead and 3,800 missing. Like he reads that, and you could see that he's like pretty shocked to read
Yeah,
those numbers on the bottom of page like
yeah,
3 or whatever it is. And then the
yeah.
next
Like,
page, he's just like working out the kink in his shoulder, like this is the most dangerous chick yet. It's like that's such such a casual first line of dialogue after like learning that information.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
It was like this comes right after they were like telling him because he doesn't know about the fight that happened or whatever. They were just like, yeah, sure, Yoru fucking blow, fucking finger guns you over and over as Pochita. And he's like, oh wow, that really happened. So like now he's seeing that like, yeah, fucking 1,000 people are dead, 4,000 are missing, bro. Like we don't know where these people are. Everybody like that's 5,000 people possibly dead right there, yeah.
Oh man, that's still crazy to think about. It literally, it's always like when you get like a number to add to things, it's where it's like certain things just start to sink in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could see like the landscape damage and know that there's bodies like inside of all of that, but to actually get the hard number makes it a little bit different, makes it hit a little
Yeah,
bit
like
harder.
I remember seeing there was I don't know if they got it like that in Japan, but I remember seeing like some like housing system structure type of deal in like China or something one time, and it was like a big ass apartment building, and they said like that shit houses like 100,000 people. I'm
Yeah.
just like imagining,
Damn.
fucking someone just blowing a hole in a building that fucking big, holding that many people. It's like, bro, how many how many lives are lost if you just blow that building up? Because yeah, I mean, 100,000 people live there, but like people,
Yeah.
there's like people coming over, like guests, the mailman, some of the debris flying, somebody, I get shot out of my house and I go flying into somebody else's house and land in their fucking kitchen and shit. That's another dead body. It's like you blow up fucking buildings like that, and it's more than 100,000, people worth of death right there.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
Oh
crazy
yeah.
stuff.
hmm But l- really quick, the end of the chapter is something that I'm really glad about. We're finally getting Asa actually taking control,
How
which
long's it been
where
since
has
we
she
saw Asa in control of the body?
at least at least like two chapters at this point, like
Oh,
two full
really? I
chapters,
thought
two
it
and a
might have
half at
been.
least,
Thought it might have
Wait,
been more
what?
than that
or
even.
three,
When do
because
you
like Yoru took over at the end of I think no wait
I think it's been longer. I
did
don't
he
think.
no I'm pretty sure Asa was in control when they were talking to Yosha and Fumiko like after the aging devil thing, but then like
We probably just check,
I
right?
but th- yeah and then
Yeah, I'm flipping
Yoru
through.
took and then Yoru took over and yeah Yoru took over and it's been like at least three full chapters since Asa has been seen or said anything at all, and now at the end of this chapter, like she just somehow wrestled control over from Yoru at like at it at
Yeah,
an instance, and then she ended up just pointing the finger gun at Denji, and he's like, "Well, what did I tell you? I'm about to get
yeah,
fucked over."
yeah. I think you're right.
It,
It looks like a 191 when they first get there. It looks like Asa is like sweating and shit. She's got the nervous sweats, and then it snaps to Yoru, and she's like having her maniacal laughing. She's like, "Very well, I'll reveal my true identity. I'm the War Devil." So, I think Asa was there for a little bit, but like Asa hasn't done or said nothing for a lot longer.
yeah,
Okay.
true. And I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. Like, is is Asa just like gonna like open up to Denji in the last moment just to see what the heck's gonna go with everything going forward, like air everything out, or is, I'm curious to see what she's gonna do because that's like a really interesting cliffhanger to leave us off at.
Yeah. I think it's just like she was, because they're like playing and blowing up buildings and shit. She's like banging buildings. I think after the first one, like, and then she saw that like Denji was just like, "Oh, cool, do that one next." It like, remember when Asa is afraid, she like Yoru can't like control her. So I think Asa just like was afraid of like Yoru and Denji, and it's like the possibility that like Denji could, influence her to do more damage is scary. It's like this is my body, and like I would hope that Denji, the Chainsaw Man, would stop this crazy devil from doing these things, but instead he's like, "Hey, blow up another building." It's like that's terrifying to have happen in your body. So that would probably give her control again, and maybe that's why she's
Yeah,
pointing the gun, like, "Yo, you're fucking sick. Like you're supposed to cut my head off if like my body is blowing up buildings. You're supposed to like murder me. You're a hero."
Right.
yeah, but what else? Uh,
I
wait,
wonder.
was it?
So what
Oh,
he's
um, I do.
Yeah, we skipped over a
I
whole
don't.
scene, but yeah. Since
Yeah,
we're
it
still
was.
here, when he says "See Pachito, what did I say?" I'm trying to like remember like what that's like in reference to. Like,
Oh,
what is he talking
earlier,
about here? Yeah.
earlier in the chapter when he's
Oh,
like,
because she's pointing the gun at him.
yeah, he's
That
a,
he's like, "See
she's a,
Pachito." Okay, okay.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
like, she's the most dangerous, and I'm probably about to get screwed again.
So this is him thinking that he's getting screwed by getting the gun pointed at
Yeah,
him by Asa. Okay, because like
yeah.
he's not. Is he able to notice the switch between Asa and Yoru?
I don't
Does he
think so.
think
I
that
think
this
it just
is
happened.
Yoru still right now, or does he know this is Asa?
That I don't know, but
Yeah,
Mm.
I feel like either way, he would probably just feel like he's getting screwed over because it's like the wood. I mean, neither one of them would be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I can't remember if the characters know. I feel like Yoshida knows, can tell,
yeah. No, he definitely knows.
but
Speaking of
yeah,
Yoshida,
yeah,
we skipped over an entire scene, like you guys said.
You
yeah,
did, but yeah.
yeah,
I did, but like, but let's be honest. Everyone wants to hear. Everyone wants more of the Asa Denji Yoru stuff
Yeah,
they
for
get
before
what we
sure.
give
jumping
them,
into
weeb.
Yoshi. Yeah,
They get what we give them.
yeah.
I'm super
But
interested in this conversation though, because like I'd be
oh yeah,
forgetting that Fammy's even like involved. It's like really because like they know this is the devil, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just like
seemingly.
yeah,
these two are
it's
aware,
just an
but
interesting dynamic, I guess,
Yeah,
yeah,
that they're all
yeah.
like in cahoots and just like casually planning things together.
yeah. It's. I do wonder like if the students know. I don't think they do. They don't seem to know, but like she's just super casual about shit. She's probably like, I could see her telling them and being like, yeah, so I'm a devil. And like, I'm not a bad devil. I just want to eat things. And they just being like, okay, whatever. You're cool as long as you don't like do bad stuff. Maybe she like creates a fucking apple pie out of nothing and just like, here you go. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's enough for me. Like, you're not bad. Bad devils wouldn't do stuff like create apple pies.
Yeah, these are tasty, so we like you.
Yeah. But it's possible they don't have a clue. But yeah, it's, Femi, yeah, she she doesn't
He's
care
just a
about the
wild card.
extinction. Yeah, I mean she does
We got a
because
couple
she,
wild cards here. We got this like weird clone chick too.
yeah, can't wait to find out what's up with her. But she's disgusted by Fami's decision to just go to the school planning committee thing.
Yeah, it's like, bro, there is no school and no committee if the Death Devil like pulls up. So like, help us maybe.
Yeah, I wonder though, because like I mean, I wonder if they're just going based off of the like prophecy or if they know something about the Death Devil. Because like in this story, they never really like tell you stuff. You just kind of got to find out. So like, I wonder if they know what the Death Devil is capable of, or like, are they just assuming that when the Death Devil comes, it's just game over, everything's gone? Like, do they know?
They
Like,
know the
for all they
weight of
know,
that title. They just
yeah,
know, like, they have enough experience with devils to where they're like, okay, well, if this is death, like, all of the context that we have kind of surrounding the situation lets us know that it's up if this thing
Yeah,
gets
one
out.
hundred
So
percent.
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I need Pochi to speak up, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, names are being dropped. Like, he could say something about fucking Fammy. He could say something about the Death Devil. Like, yo, did you this Death Devil thing that they're talking about is pretty serious, bro. Like, you probably should get your head in gear, or like all
yeah,
your friends
bro
are gonna
knows
die.
shit. Say
Yeah,
words,
he's just chilling, sleeping and shit. Like, come on, dog. Speak up, puppy.
right? Lazy bum.
Yeah, but I mean, family's just like me for real. I live to savor, yeah, to enjoy food, people, and experiences. She's just hanging out with them because they look fucking stupid. They're fucking puzzled looks and shit. And these dudes, not fun at all.
Yeah, y'all
Boring.
are a little bit
Yoshida's
too
like,
serious, a little too confident, a little like you know a little bit too much of what you're doing, so it's not fun.
yeah. Got brooding Yoshida. He's like, shit, I'm no fun, huh? It's like, bruh.
It's like that's not
I had a
even what you
smile on my
should be
face.
worried about right now.
Yeah, the
Yoshida's an
world.
enigma, I swear.
Yeah,
Bro got something going on.
in his head. He got fucking mental problems. But man, who don't in this series?
We still gotta know like exactly what kind of like devil human relationship he is entirely, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still just
Devil
everybody's
contract.
assuming, yeah, just contract. But like, why did he get spit out when the fucking octopus got spit up? That's weird.
Have we ever seen this nigga with like his hair like up in any way besides over his face?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because like, what if like underneath all that hair, there's just like a tentacle wrapped around his forehead, and he's like actually a fiend, and we just like couldn't
Bruh.
see we just couldn't see the
No,
visual representation of that because of the hair. Because that's like the
no, I
difference
don't think.
between like devils and fiends and like humans with contracts, right? Is that if you're a fiend, you have some
Yeah,
kind of physical deformity.
Yeah.
yeah. Like no, he's definitely not a fiend because he constantly asks like, in exchange, I will give you blank octopus and
Oh
all
yeah,
that
he'd be
stuff.
talking
So
to the
the fact,
octopus. Yeah, fiends don't do that,
yeah.
right?
So it's very
Yeah.
possible that maybe part of the contract is like similar to like the future, like how Future was with like Aki and like residing within a part of Yosha's body. Maybe
It's
they
still
just
just
maybe just
sorry.
could be that.
I was gonna say it just feels weird and like like in part one you didn't know like with certain events happening like towards the end of the story with like Makima and the Gun Devil and stuff. You never knew that like oh yeah the end of part one. You didn't know that like part this was going to be a part one and the story would end for a little while and we would get a part two. So it was like there was no way to kind of get a feeling that oh maybe we're at the end of the story and like now it feels kind of like oh yeah with the knowledge of how part one ended, maybe part two is coming close to an end because like a lot of the big players are coming, and this big world-ending Death Devil threat is like on the way, and it's like I wonder like, are we like 20 chapters away from the end of the series, or like, is there just are they gonna beat the Death Devil and something else happens, or
It's
like
really hard
prevent the
to
Death Devil?
it's really hard to think about what would come after a Death Devil arc. To be honest, it seems very endgame to me.
Yeah,
It all comes down to how long Fujimoto wants this to be. He can either drag shit out, like and like slow things down again, or he'll ramp it up once Death shows up, and it'll just be nonstop action or random bullshit go and all that stuff. For all we know, it could be like a year, and the series ends within the next year, or he'll like expand it for another two. For all we know, we got
it
no clue. It's Chainsaw Man. Even though we're reaching the end, it might be like another year or two before officially finishing.
it
Yeah,
won't.
they give us like a time limit though. Like it's like a month away. It's like
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
know
like even though like it'll show up in a month, how long is a month
in the
in the
story.
manga
yeah.
gonna get like stretched out for the chapters?
I
Are
guess
we
I
gonna
would.
jump straight for a month, or are we gonna like go week by week in story and stuff like that?
I'm
And
just
even when
wondering what
like
kind
this
of
arc
like
officially starts.
I'm just wondering what kind of like precedent we have for a month being extended to like a year in Chainsaw Man storytelling because the pacing has always been like pretty fast in the story. I want to say so.
Yeah.
You say like shit's going down in a month, and it's like, do we have any other examples inside of Chainsaw Man where that amount of time took longer than like a chapter or two?
It can be whatever he wants.
Yeah,
Like
I guess it
a
could,
month,
but
a month could be tomorrow, or
yeah,
like it could take 3 years. Like it can be anything. Like I
yeah,
think didn't Dressrosa happen? Like all wasn't all of Dressrosa like one single day, and that shit was like 200
Oh
chapters
yeah,
or
yeah.
something dumb.
That's fucking One Piece
yeah,
though.
that was like 2 years. That
Yeah,
was like well over
One Piece is
two and a
like
half years and
notorious for
shit.
like really long, drawn out snail pacing.
yeah.
It's like
Something.
this is like the exact opposite of that in this series. I want to
Yeah,
say,
for sure. Something that I really would kind of like to see now. I don't know if either of you have ever played The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask
oh
back in the
yeah,
day.
oh
No, I
yeah.
haven't.
Been a really long
So
time. I haven't revisited that since I've been an adult. Like I have like Ocarina of Time or anything like that, but
yeah.
I had it on
So
the N64 for sure.
for Weeb then and like the audience who might not know, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, like it takes place in a world or whatever, but it's mainly focused on the town. And the bad guy in this series, the main bad guy, he's basically forcing the moon to fall down on the world in 3 days. And like you can see the moon, it's like it looks like it's like 1,000 feet up in the air. It's huge. It's got a fucking face on it. It's got like an angry face that's like looking down. It's got eyeballs, teeth, a nose, and everything. It's like staring at the town, and like the moon is going to fall. No matter what you do in the story, the moon is going to land in 3 days. And so everyone in the world is kind of like living their life knowing that like in 3 days it's fucking all over. Or I don't think they actually know. No one in the story knows, but you as the main character know.
hmm
And so like I feel like it'd be cool if like the Death Devil didn't just like float from the sky and just land and do shit, but like maybe like their face was like slowly approaching the world, and it was like, oh shit, that's the Death Devil. Like you got to see like everyone's like everyday, people doing things because once they see that something like that in the sky, the news is gonna break and they're like, okay, the Death Devil is coming. Like, it's all over. You're gonna have like everybody going, it's all over, man. And then you got some people thinking like, if we load up in our fucking bomb shacks or whatever, our nuclear shelters will be safe, or I'll get my guns and shoot the moon. And I want to see what like the world of Chainsaw Man, like how all the characters would respond or react to something like a slow impending, like unstoppable death devil, like slowly descending upon them. And like in Majora's Mask, the moon fell down in 3 days, but there was a time loop thing. So like the main character had the ability to rewind time for 3 days. So you had to do everything that you could, beat a bunch of dungeons and temples and unlock a bunch of items that would help you defeat the guy who was causing the moon to fall before the 3 days. But like it was a race against the clock. So everything
Right.
you had to do, and realistically, like from the time the game started to the time the moon fell, in real life it was like 2 hours. But like in game, it was a 3 day cycle. It was daylight, moons, and shit like that. And all the characters had different schedules. So like you could find out that like the mailman goes here. The mailman likes to go to the sauna on the second day at 6 p.m. And like they always keep that schedule. So I would love to see like something similar in Chainsaw Man with like all the civilians and stuff. And we got like the news that they be like. We've seen like news articles and stuff like Denji's looking at the news and 5,000 people are missing or dead. There's the like devil hunters and shit and the kids in like Denji's school and stuff. I want to see what like the world would do in this world with like a slow creeping, like impending
Impending
death.
doom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
But
really
like
cool.
yeah, and like Denji's like, I can see it being like for up until the last moment, like, yeah, it's not really shit I can do, bro. Like I should have like probably did something sooner, but like he really did I could do it. Maybe he pulls through at the end or something happens. But it'd be a cool like I guess concept to see instead of like the Death Devil just kind of like superhero landing and just fucking spinning in a circle, just fucking kamehameha in
Honestly,
all directions.
360
I think
degree death beam.
Yeah.
I think with the Sens, Fujimoto's going to give us like some like hauntingly horrific 2-page spread. Like we got the Darkness Devils like, introduction in part 1, something like that. That just haunting. It will be like reposted to oblivion. Just an iconic panel, like double-page spread from Chainsaw Man. I think that's what's going to happen. Just to stick with readers.
You know that scene in like a lot of anime when like a character like enters like a space, like if like Goku or whatever is just chilling, but then like Majin Buu enters the fucking atmosphere, and then they do that thing where everybody like, and then like a line like goes through like behind their characters, showing that they like notice something or whatever,
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
felt a presence. Like imagine like the Death Devil touches there, and then like the whole world gets like a line, like the fucking,
The
and then everybody just
reaction, like
drops dead.
noticing line. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody just like felt its aura and just died on the spot. Yeah,
The Death Devil design is about to be so insane. Like,
I
It's
needed
just gonna be another cute anime girl.
I needed to not be.
hell no. Hell no. Like, look at the Darkness Devil, bro. That design was fucking nuts. Death
Yeah, I
has
needed
to
to
be
be.
Death has to be like as
I
crazy as
mean,
that or crazier.
all of the horsemen, like, especially with Makima, because Makima was just literally a humanoid person, like a devil that just looked like a human
Right.
Well,
So
in
you don't
both
want to
her
do that again,
in both her
probably.
lives.
And I don't think that
they
Death is like the right devil to be subversive in that way, design wise.
True,
they did
but then
explain
again,
that though. There was something about like Akima's thing where it was like she took on like a more human form because she actually liked people or something. It wasn't
oh,
just like
okay,
her looking like that because Yoru was a bird, you know.
Right.
gotcha. Okay,
So I'm thinking 6-headed fucking ogre with one titty and 3 feet and
yeah,
just fucking
too out there.
flamethrowers coming out of the armpits and fucking just
I'm
big
here for it.
nasty, yeah, just freak nasty vagina monster that kills everything. Yeah,
That'd be
Like,
fucking crazy. If it's like some kind of like, yeah, it'd be cool if it was some kind of like weird like Cronenberg, kind of mass of like grossness. I could see that too, but I want to say that it'll be a little bit more, uniform. There will be some kind of like theme to it, and there will be
mhm.
a little bit more refined, but like in Fujimoto's like trippy, creepy way.
imagine if it's
Yeah,
just like a death, like a knight, just a guy, or well, maybe I think they said it's a girl, yeah, sisters or whatever, but like a female knight who just has skulls and shit all over her body, just like
Kind of
a
like a
fucking
skull knight.
yeah, but like
That'd
maybe it's like got three skulls and they just revolve or something.
be
Like its head
sick.
is like three skulls that spin around while it talks or some shit. I don't know.
That'd be dope.
Kind of like the aging
Oh
devil.
yeah, that's kind of like the aging devil, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then
but like
no.
yeah, never mind. Fuck. But yeah, I mean it's fun to fucking think about what death could look like. But shit, we
Yeah,
about to find out soon, I guess, unless they manage to stop it.
we got 1 month. We're gonna at least see it,
Mm-hmm.
even if they do
Yeah, I
Oh
hope
yeah.
stop
so.
it.
Yeah, at least like part of it, because like we at least got to see what like 40% of the gun devil look like. Still want to know what like a fully realized gun devil like looks like physically.
Yeah, at least give me the drawing. Like you don't have to like fully manifest the fucking gun devil in the story, but like at least like show a visual representation of what 100% looks like before the series ends, please.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if it's like in a fucking final volume extra or something, come on, baby.
Anything like just give me like Pochita's memory of that thing or something.
Yeah, I'm surprised like nobody has like tried, like fan artists be kind of like theorizing and drawing like
Oh
their own thing.
yeah, what the?
Surprised nobody like that I know of has never like, here's my fucking fan art of 100% gun devil.
Knowing the internet, it would
That
just
is
be like a
surprising.
sexy lady version of it first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
that's probably.
fucking gun like those fucking lamps with the leg. There's just like a sexy gun with legs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think I'm squeezed out for this chapter. Y'all got anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
What about you, Knox?
I think I'm good too.
Okay, that's gonna do it for Chainsaw Man 194 Fun School Festival. Now jumping into Shangri-La Frontier, chapter 212, Ruling the Skies, Seeking the Decline of the Golden. And
Money.
One title.
yeah, it's a good one. We start off with clan meeting, Wolfgangs just doing their things right after Saiger Zero announced that she was leaving Schwarzwolf or whatever with her sister. We jump right into a Wolfgang meeting and Pencil
They
Guns like,
just dished
man,
her.
yeah, they left the two sisters to talk that out or whatever. Fucking Saiger 100 looked very shocked, as you can see on the next page. I mean, Pentagon too. Pentagon's eyes look like they could have drew like the fucking Looney Tunes eyeballs popping out of her head like they could. It would have fit here. But yeah, fucking poaching Saiger Zero. That's strong firepower for their team, their crew here.
Yeah, the attack holder is a crazy addition on top of Katso, the super famous pro gamer. And like
Yeah.
they're just like the notoriety levels are just like skyrocketing for this clan.
Yeah. They just need Sylvie, and then they're gonna be unbeatable. Like they're gonna be like, all right. Once people find out like who these people are, because a lot of people still don't know. Like, yeah, they see like Katsu's name on like the thing that like took down fucking Wazamon or whatever, but they don't know that that's like pro gamer fucking K or whatever his name is, and they don't know that like if Sylvie joins, her name, she might name herself like Silver Starlight or some shit. It's like it's not gonna be
Yeah.
Sylvie, Reddington, whatever her name was. So it's like people start finding out who these guys are, they go be like, bro, these motherfuckers are fucking cheating. It's a stacked team. Like, what the fuck? How did all these guys beat each other?
The literal dream team.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the fucking Frontier Globetrotters, yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
But yeah, crazy chapter. Just with the whole meeting thing, we get more introductions. Mordo's like, fucking was it Mordo? Mordo says something. Or Akane Akitsu is like introducing himself because he's a guy playing a girl, but introducing himself to Pencilgon, and it's just too bright, too much excitement, too much positivity, too much energy, innocence. It's fucking painful to Pencilgon's fucking
Shisty, underhanded, evil personality.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
they're about to perform an exorcism right there.
yeah, it just almost wiped Pentagon off the map, yeah. But
Yeah.
It's crazy that we get the confirmation. I don't know if this is a confirmation. It seems like it's still kind of just like conjecture, but I think that we can take it as like, oh, this is how it probably really is. That because they're bringing it up again about how Katarn it is a colossi that you can kind of like farm over and over again.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy. I mean, it was kind of implied from the developer saying they didn't expect anybody to beat it on their first attempt.
I mean, that just means that like we thought anyone who
It's just
faces it
based,
would lose.
yeah, but like, yeah, no, that's a good point. But that is definitely something that's interesting and would definitely throw SLF in like disarray with so many people trying to farm it, like you said.
Yeah,
It would
because
definitely make things difficult.
yeah, especially like if Sunraku like hadn't realized it, like if it wasn't for what was his name, Stu, the pirate dude or whatever, the shipsman, if it wasn't for him saying like, let's do it again, and Sunraku started like spilling information or whatever, that boss fight information could have made it to like a forum or whatever, a message board, and then somebody would have just probably just would have went there because like, I got a quest to go to this fucking inverted city underwater, and it's like, oh shit, Katana's still here. What the fuck? Did he
Yeah.
lie? Did he not really beat it? Like, what? Something isn't right. I know how to fight it because I read the fucking game facts that Sunraku leaked or whatever, and so let me fight it now. Like, boom, everybody's fighting this thing, and they're building raid groups and getting crazy loot. Like,
Yeah, it's a
Hmm.
pretty big deal if especially because they're talking about Schwarzwolf potentially like monopolizing the Colossi in a way
yeah,
to where
Yeah,
like if this clan is just like continuously beating Katarnid over and over again and getting like all of the perks and loot and crazy items that will give them an insane advantage going into like other Colossi confrontations, then it can become
hmm
like that much harder to kind of like stay ahead of the game when it comes to taking down the rest of the Colossi because one clan will just have like way more shit going into each confrontation than maybe Wolfgang even with their stack team.
yeah.
Because
Because like I
eventually
imagine,
items and stats are going to to potentially outweigh like the raw talent on the team.
yeah,
yeah.
that and just
Also,
numbers. Because I feel like Schwarzwolf they got to have like 20, 30 plus members, and Wolfgang's still just like 7 dudes.
Yeah.
yeah. I do I do like how this is basically like similar to what happened with like Pencil Gun's old clan of PKers where they knew how to do Weathermon and they just kept just going there just for easy level ups.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they were failing, weren't they?
No, they
I
weren't
think
failing on purpose. They never
yeah,
wanted to win. They just
they
took
were.
advantage of the fact that it gives them a bunch of experience
Oh,
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
is
just
apparently a type
doing
of
it.
game where you can lose and still gain XP from the fight
Yeah,
somehow.
I was about to say
Yeah.
like if you lose like okay, yeah, all right. So
Yeah,
because you made it to certain tiers
Yeah.
of the instance or whatever, like
yeah.
you get to keep the experience from whatever tiers you complete and then maybe not from like the one you lose on. Okay.
It's kind of, I
Yeah.
guess, kind of like Pokemon. Like when you battle, you battle a trainer who has 6 Pokemon. Like you beat his first one, and your Pokemon gets experience, and then like you lose to his team, but you still have that experience or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
Even though in
Yeah.
Pokemon, like it kind of reverts to a last save point, so you don't. But like, you know, it's
Yeah.
I guess a case where it does save your like experience because you did do the fight. So, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. Makes me wonder though, because like everyone assumes that the colossi are one time fights, but like Stewed is the reason, him saying like come back and see me or whatever, will next time I'll punch him in the face myself. But like there wasn't anybody like that for Wazaimon, so like what if he's repeatable too? Like what if all of them bitches are repeatable and you just gotta like go back?
Yeah, but like Nardwar or whatever. What's this nigga's name? Noir Worm?
Yeah.
Noir? Hold on.
At the end, Narwind.
Noir Wind, yeah.
Yeah.
The narration says the Tomb Guard is asleep in this last scene.
True.
So um
Tomb God is
so that makes me think
yeah.
that that was Imon's just done.
Maybe because I
Yeah.
mean he says the abyss is sunk too, so it's like that could be.
Oh,
I'm
true.
thinking that's like related to Katarnet, but like it's still possible to fight it. But I don't know. I mean, I would like if I'd be cool with Katarnet being the only one that's like redoable or whatever. Like
Same.
not all of them, maybe some of them are like you can do them over or whatever. Maybe there's like certain conditions, like maybe it's not just chilling there. You got to like go through the whole fucking taking down the blockers or something. You got to like initiate the fight again.
I
And
like the
do
idea that Katarna would be the only one that would be repeatable because if he does really like represent this like Cthulhu style like eldritch, horror or whatever, then that's like kind of like in keeping with the theme of like just how big of a threat and presence an elder god like that would actually
yeah.
be. There's just like no hope that you can't even like fathom or comprehend the possibility of ever taking one of these things down, and that's like kind of the point of them in like
Yeah.
Lovecraftian mythology is that they're just like that big and that old and that far above any other existence, that just like the idea of like permanently defeating one is just like so outside of, you know, our ability to comprehend or whatever. So that makes sense as something that's like repeatable. But like with Zaimon, the Tomb Guard zombie samurai thing, like we could beat that. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a dude
Yeah.
who became a zombie thing or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it makes sense, but yeah, this chapter they some Shangri-La Frontier chapters they always like they have a lot of like dialogue, but a lot is being said. It's not like a bunch of just
Um,
bullshit. Like they're talking about fucking the information war stuff is always interesting where it's like we can't let other clans know about this shit. And then you got just characters sneaking in stuff like Kyogoku just keeps hinting at like all the PvP she wants to do and shit. And
Yeah,
it seems
saying
like
she's a samurai swordsman in the modern era. It's like I knew she had a katana, but just like seeing that dialogue, it's just like, bro, I cannot wait until we see her like actually fight something.
yeah.
That's
yeah,
gonna be so fucking sick. She's gonna have the tightest fighting style. She's gonna have the coolest like cooldowns. Like I can't wait to see what her like abilities are, like what her kit has to offer for a game like Shangri-La Frontier.
she's gonna be like
Yeah.
the playable Wazaimon.
Ooh
Hmm.
shit. Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna be like a EI jutsu or like Bato jutsu like fighting style, or if it's gonna be
That'd be
more
cool.
like, you know, spin to win hack and slash like type shit.
Yeah, I feel like she's probably like I don't know. She doesn't. I mean, she gives off kind of like berserker energy, but I don't see her being like a great sword. I mean, she's got like samurais use like katanas and shit. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like she's gonna have some finesse and not just be like spinning.
Right. She has like this very like bombastic, like in your face like personality, but I can see her like actually in combat, like just like locking in straight face, like all like sheath and resheathing techniques. Like
Yeah,
yeah, like some
she probably
fucking
challenges people to duels a fucking lot, like out in the world.
yeah.
But yeah, she mentions the new world again too. So it looks like in the end, this is a chance of a lifetime. I don't have time to play around in some new land. So like I said before, they mentioned the new land in like chapter like 32 with the summer update, and then when we first met Kyogoku, uh, Pencilgon was like, how'd you get from the new land or whatever, and she talks about like she got an NPC to use like a warp gate, which is a rare item. So now I'm thinking that like she got to this place and it's kind of like a battlefield, but maybe it was like she got there and saw that maybe it was too much to take at once, like with one person. So she came back. It was like, I know the perfect person, and went to Pentagon. It was like, yo, bring your gang and we're gonna fucking like conquer this new land together. So she
Yeah.
like came back to like get people to go back to this place. Kind of like Dark Continent type shit. Like niggas,
Mm,
they
Mm.
they know about the Dark Continent, but like we can't go by ourselves. It's like she's kind of like a Netero beyond Netero type of situation where she's like gathering her allies to go back to this continent or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
It might
I
be
can
the
see it.
case.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't think Narwin is going to be there though, because like I don't know. I feel like we're about to have another detour. Like I feel like there's a lot of things that like lead to kind of implied detours, because like Pentagon's telling them not to act, and Sanraku's like, all right, cool. I didn't want to do anything anyway. I just leave that shit to you.
I'm gonna go do
I'm
my
gonna
own thing for a bit.
yeah. So it's
Mm.
like he could easily get pulled into like another game or something, or like Akane Akitsu. Akane Akitsu encountered Seagworm, and this other dragon seems to have some sort of beef, in my opinion, with Seagworm. And it's like, I don't think that would also be in this new land that Kyogoku wants to go to,
It could
because
be.
I feel like it seems like another. It came in an update, so it's like
Mm.
a land that was like added as a DLC. So like maybe Akane Akitsu wouldn't have gotten there yet, because Akane was like low level. So like I feel like she wouldn't have
Mm.
gotten there yet at the time. So she probably just encountered Seagworm, similar to how Sunraku encountered Lycaon.
Mm.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
Yep.
but as always, the stuff with the like I said, the clan stuff is always fun and interesting. Where it's like we can't let this information get into other people's hands, because then they'll start like abusing it and fucking beating the shit out of like Katarnet, and fucking trying to power up their guild and make it harder for us to play the game. And they might have to start breaking deals and shit if that ever happens. But they want to just
Yeah,
kind of do
true.
things themselves.
Yeah,
One
but I
thing,
mean, they could just like if they really did get that information, which I feel like eventually that information is going to get out because they're making a big deal about it not getting out. So I just feel like narratively it makes a lot of sense for that eventually to be a thing. So it's literally not just the Wolfgang show at all times when it comes to the
yeah,
Colossi.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so like if that is the case and they do get that information and they do start going to back to back, farming Katarnit or whatever, that could be a good opportunity for them to try to go backdoor other colossi before, they acquire the wealth and the experience and the items from that farming experience to go like properly contest them on other colossi. It's like, oh, okay, you guys are gonna go over here and do this for like the next like 3 weeks straight. It's like, all right, well then we're gonna go get Seaworm while you do that then,
yeah,
because it's like we already beat that guy. So like, go ahead and spend like a month or two doing that for whatever end you're trying to do it for. And in the meantime, we're gonna knock out like two more colossi or some shit on your goof ass while you're not paying attention.
yeah. I do wonder though, like if defeating, like if they did, Schwarzwolf did go and like beat Katarnit or whatever, like would it drop all the same loot? Like would it have an altered loot table since it's like a repeated defeat? So like the first time you beat it, it drops, it's regular loot plus like the tomes or whatever, the books, and like when somebody else goes to beat it, it doesn't drop the books and all that information. It just drops like the chalices and shit.
Yeah, I think it
Could
like
also
is
be like,
dependent on like what order of things you accomplish on your way to Katarnid too, right? So
Yeah,
like if they figure that out, they could be like, okay, this time we're gonna like beat the blockers in this order and then fight Katarnid, and then the next time we're gonna beat the blockers in a different order and then beat Katarnid, and then while we're fighting Katarnid the first time, we're going to, attack these crystals on it in this order, before defeating him, and then, just like switch up the order of operations or whatever from conflict to conflict to see like what different kind of loot drops they'll get each time they win.
yeah. Well, you about
yeah,
to
but
sound like you're about to say something? We
oh no, sorry. Oh no, sorry. I was just checking on something, but I am curious to see how that could. This isn't really more towards the chapter, but I'm just always like wondering if they didn't beat the blockers, they probably might not have like a chance against Cernid at all, because like it'd be way too broken to have all those blocker abilities in one boss fight.
yeah. I do wonder like what they'll probably, like, since it's repeatable, they probably will like go back with like their full crew, because like, you know, they didn't have Kyogoku, they didn't have Pensugan, they didn't have Kazo. So like they probably will go back, in a few, maybe a few arcs, and we'll see them return and fight Katana again with all the blockers and shit. Like they'll just do it themselves again, just to see, what the bonus loot is. That'd be cool to have like their full crew and like see how much easier of a fight like it is versus like how much, added difficulty comes with adding those other like challenges to the fight.
Yeah, and there's also the possibility that since Cyanid can be like repeatable, there's always possibility of like a storyline where you have to go back to Cyanid, maybe fight them again, but at full strength from the get go, as like a test for like progressing the story. Because there's still that whole thing with like the in-world story of like what happened to the inverted city and Cyanid that could still be explained a bit more, and
Yeah.
Cyanid's true origins.
Yeah, and there's he could drop like a quest item that only like drops if you beat him with all challenges up or whatever. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd probably, like, in that case, I'd probably like it if like Schwarzwolf did go and do it, and they're the ones that got it. And it's like, yeah, so now they kind of have like a monopoly. Sunraku doesn't have like the super secret quest for defeating that Colossi or whatever. And it's like, oh shit, now some other people have some leverage or whatever. They got like some bargaining chips we want to know.
Yeah,
That'd be
that might
cool
be the
that way.
case.
Because right now, all the power is in Wolfgang's hands for real.
Yeah, they're definitely
Yeah.
like far, far, far ahead on the information side of things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I do. I do like the bit that Russ is just like so sleep deprived that she's just imagining everything about Nephilim Hollow and just ranting in her sleep.
yeah, he got to give her a mech. Yeah, let her play.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, and we did get the confirmation that the like emblem or whatever is just like something that you can print onto your shit inside of like a heads up display that comes directly from your UI no matter where you are. Because I remember we were talking
Yeah,
about like
yeah,
maybe having to go to a guy for that like in the story, but it's just like nope, just pull it up and paint it on whatever piece of clothing that you want. It's like okay.
bro. When I saw that in the chapter, I was hyped, screaming and shit. I fucking like posted in chat like, "Docs, go read this shit right now." Like I
Yeah, I
remember
saw that.
because I was like, "Bro, like we literally was just talking about this." Like that, the emblem is so like such a small detail. I didn't expect them to talk about it literally the next chapter, and like
That's always fun.
yeah, it was super cool because it's like such a small, like normally unimportant thing, but to have them like dedicate like 2 pages to talking about the emblem is fucking very good, cool
Oh yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And like even they even explain like why fucking Saiger, not Saiger, but Pencilgon has she already had the emblem back, and she didn't wear a Shurikai's emblem because I was like flipping through like the
Yeah, we were
wiki looking
talking
at all the
about it
clan
last
emblems. Yeah,
review. Yeah, we were like, is
yeah.
that the Wolfgang logo or is that the Ashura Kai logo?
Yeah. It's like, yep,
Yeah.
Wolfgang. So it's crazy because like when I saw it on the wiki, it was like in color. So maybe it's from like
The
excuse me.
anime,
I
I
feel like
think.
I feel like it's from anime, but I don't remember seeing
Why
the
would the
logo
anime
in the
show
anime.
the
No.
logo like that before?
Yeah.
Because this is like way past where the anime is when we're finally getting this logo in the manga. So it's like, why would they put the logo in the anime like that much earlier?
Well, they established their clan like after during the Wazaman arc, I think. So
Yeah, but
maybe it
we
was
Yeah.
just
around that
got
time.
the logo confirmation in the manga like last
Yeah.
chapter.
Unless
It
they just unless it was just like more so for did they yeah, no, you're right. I don't think they showed it in the manga.
I feel like there's a chance it like existed. They just didn't like talk about it. They just like
Maybe.
formed the clan.
I s-
Somebody picked it and didn't talk about it.
But
I
she
saw
says in this chapter, like since we have more members now, so meaning
Huh?
mm,
now that everyone
That's
from
weird.
the last arc is
yeah.
here, I went ahead and made a Wolfgang clan emblem.
Yeah, and Sunraku says, "What's that?" Okay, yeah, that's weird
No,
because I saw it in color. Like it's
yeah.
like, go ahead.
Can, no, I actually saw like sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like with the emblem thing, I just saw like a funny post on like Reddit where like the way in the anime presents it, the emblem is just behind Sunraku's head, and the joke is that Sunraku didn't even notice the emblem because it was right behind him,
Wait,
and that's why he didn't notice anything about the emblem until just now.
I'm seeing that. Yeah, I need to go back and watch that episode because it's like it is like a hologram floating behind Sunraku, and it's like the wolf is black, and then the flower petals are blue and purple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we've had the emblem design for a long time because of the light novel,
Maybe.
yeah,
and
that,
Yeah, I don't
that might have
know.
been
they
the
just
case.
decided to put it in the anime for like I don't know, the people who are familiar with the light
Appearances.
novel, I guess. I just
Yeah,
don't know why they would do that. Like, it
they
show it
probably
early if they're
just
going to have a whole scene dedicated to when it was created in the manga,
yeah.
hundreds of chapters later or whatever.
Might have been an oversight. Yeah, one of those things where like they didn't expect the manga to have a chapter like talking about the emblem, so they just threw it in there to like, everyone has an emblem because this it looks like the scene where they're having like when Wolfgang's talking to SF Zoo and Schwartzwolf or whatever. It's like that meeting scene that they have in the library. So yeah, I feel like it's probably a thing that they put the emblem there from the light novel and just didn't think that we would ever get like a scene where Pencilgon's like explaining it and Sunraku just didn't see it in the anime.
So that makes me wonder, like, okay, so we don't have this scene from this chapter in the light novel then?
Maybe not,
Hmm,
but yeah, either way,
interesting.
if it flows very well. Good scene. So if it's not there, I think it's a good addition. But yeah, and everybody's like talking about like fucking this new emblem. That's cool. I liked it. I
Yeah.
was happy that we got emblem talk for real.
Hmm.
And
Mm.
seems like Kyogoku might also like personally outside of the game know Pencilgon and Saiger because she's like talking about um yeah, that's the thing about Saiger 100. She's serious about playing SLF, a lot more serious than you think she is. I guarantee. It's like this seems, similar to how Pentagon usually like talks about Saiger 100 when it's like you could tell they know each other outside of the game. So I'm guessing
Yeah, weren't we talking
all
about like the idea that they have like, this long-standing rivalry across video games throughout their like gaming experience and history as
That's
gamers?
possible.
I think
Either
we
that or
did
they
say
know
something.
it's either that or or they've been or like they've known each other before as Left outside of gaming. For all we know, it
Yeah,
could be IRL
classmates or
friends.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
I think I remember a conversation we were having where it's like they kind of like split paths like philosophically at some point in their gaming experience where Cyger 100 was like all about PvE, and like the whole PvE, like going up against the computer in every game they play all the time, just got like boring for Pencilgon and Kyogoku, and they're just like, man, let's go kill people. And like in Cyber 100's like, nah, man, we got to do these raids, we got to get this loot, we got to get this gear, and they're just like, yeah, okay, but like after a while, like that kind of gets stale, my nigga. Like I need my blood pumping. Like I need something that gets
Yeah.
my heart racing. I need to know that I'm operating at like the peak of like skill and talent in this game by facing other people that are trying their hardest to kill me. Like that's what we need now at this point. We've been doing this PvE shit for years. Like let's switch to some PvP shit. He's like, you guys can go ahead and do that. I'm over here as a clan leader leading these raids. This is what I
Yeah.
come here for, type shit.
You haven't logged on in a month and I found people to do raids with, and now you want me to fucking PvP with you? No way.
Right.
I got shit to do with these guys. They respect our time.
Yeah.
Some Hashirama Madara split type shit. Like I'm gonna be the
Oh
Hokage and you
shit.
can fuck off with your clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the different interactions with all these characters and shit. But to the end of the chapter, we got this interesting shit with this fucking Narwind. So what y'all thinking about this dragon here? What you think his deal is?
Yeah, I wonder if
Well,
this was always a colossi, like inside, because like how many of the colossi do we know of now, right? We got Wazaimon, Lycagon, Katarnid, Seagworm. There's three left. I think like Visash or Visash's like brother or something like that is one of the colossi because we saw like a
or he might
rabbit,
be one of them.
silhouette type deal or whatever that looked like.
Boss Va-
What was that?
Boss Vash might actually be secretly one of the Colossi.
Yeah, that's what you're
That's
saying.
why we haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, and I remember back in the Project Manga days, we like speculated on like how likely that possibility was, but just like I remember like in Vash's dialogue back when he was a lot more relevant of a character, it made it seem like he had some kind of a falling out with a family member, and like even in when the anime started debuting, um, there was like a visual detail that we noticed like in the art in a certain scene, like when Sunraku first gets to Lagonia and he's in Vash's dojo, there's like an ukiyo-e style like painting on the wall or whatever that shows like two rabbits like fighting each other or
Yeah.
whatever like on the wall. So it's like it made us have like this huge conversation about the possibility that like Vash has like a twin brother and like an evil twin brother or something like that like defected from the Vorpal way or something like that and like went off
Yeah.
to become like the actual colossi. Maybe I think it's like a red herring that they want you to think that Vash is the colossi, but it's actually like his fuck ass brother or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Maybe.
yeah, either way, my point is if we have Lycagon, Wazaimon, Seagworm, and Katarnid confirmed, Bahamut might be a situation outside of the Colossi where like you have all seven and then Bahamut. I don't know if
Yeah.
Bahamut has ever actually been confirmed to be one of the seven. So that means that we still would have three more. And Nuarwin being one of them, like when there's already Seagworm, like would they really double up the races of or the species of the colossi like in that way, that which makes me think
Uh,
that Nuarwin was maybe like added recently because
He
of
might not
like
be.
the developers you know having that argument or whatever after Katarnid was defeated. Go ahead,
yeah.
Weeb.
No, no, I don't think it's like gonna be a Colossi. I think it's gonna be like something else because like with how Katarnid had like that whole like blue entity that it was like fighting or whatever to do the inverted city.
Hmm.
Maybe this dragon is kind of like the polar opposite of Seagworm, like a rival or whatever in the game, not part of the Seven Colossi. Because based off of like Cyanid and Weathermon right now, it's very heavily implied that the Colossi aren't just like like flat out like monsters or evil or whatever. Like they seem to be like part of the grand narrative of the game where they're like so, might actually be like protectors or like have gone astray for all we know. But there's like this greater like evil or whatever in the world that the seven colossi have all just kind of kept at bay. And maybe we'll end up getting for the main story that if you beat the seven colossi, you'll be able to like take on these great evils that the colossi were keeping at bay.
I
Oh,
kind of like
sure.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
I
pretty
can see
cool.
that being. Yeah, I can see Bahamut being that. Like once you beat all seven colossi, then you can face Bahamut. But I am looking at the image, and there is an confirmed. There was
You cut out crazy right there. What'd you say?
uh I said I'm looking at the image now, and there is one for
You
colossi
just
that
cut out
has
at
been.
the exact same point again. I have
What?
no idea
Yeah, I
why.
don't know
Like
what's
that
going
was
on.
weird as
What?
hell. And you've like kind of been like cutting out a little bit here, but it was never like too big of a deal. But that
Let me turn
was
my fan down. Maybe it's
yeah,
my fan.
yeah.
I don't
Maybe your
know.
Mm.
fans interacting with your noise gate or something. But
Yeah. So I was just saying, I was looking at the image with all the colossi. There was another name given for a fifth one. So like the fifth colossi is the orchestra of the Doom Echo, and let me see. Yeah, so we don't know much about it, but the in the last like two chapters when we went back to the devs, they were talking about the orchestra. Like she mentioned, she was like, "I'll give them a tip on the orchestra or something about like." Remember, she was remember like the one person was like, we got calls from your family and the boss kid or something," and she was like, "Okay, boss kid, I'll just tell him something about the orchestra," and then like she said something about her family or whatever. She didn't say much, but yeah. So the silhouettes are all, so we got Katarnid, Uzaiman, Lycaon, uh, Wolf. Oh
Igor?
yeah, and yeah. Well, Siegworm. It seems like is obviously a dragon, but it's a dragon with like it's standing. It's like a bipedal dragon or
hmm
whatever. It doesn't seem like it's not like a your traditional dragon. So it's standing, and then
one of
you
them
got
looks
your
like a
rabbit.
snake.
Yeah, we got a snake, and then like I guess like a siren or something. It's
Yeah,
like
it's like a
a lady.
mermaid type shit.
Yeah. So like maybe that one might be Doom Echo. The like
Maybe.
maybe it's like a singing, siren type of thing. But it's like, would they do that? Because sirens are normally like in the ocean, right? So it's like, would they? They wouldn't do another ocean boss, but like I don't
Right.
know.
That's what I'm saying.
Uh,
It's like because it's like this Noir Wind character is talking about like fuck Siegward, like I'm that nigga for real, like I'm the
yeah,
dragon, you know what I'm saying? So he, unless he's just like an arrogant douchebag that's like too full of himself and he's really not fucking with Siegworm at all, he has to be on the level of Siegworm or maybe even above. So like for all intents and purposes, like this nigga is a colossi, like as far as difficulty goes of defeat, right? So
yeah.
like that's just like
He's
yeah, it's just wild to me if they're like doubling up the dragon species like
Yeah, he's
that.
probably just like in the game's lore, he's like Seagworm's like rival, or like 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 they both basically are both going for like the Hokage title. Only one guy could get it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Seagworm was the one that got the title for being like the strongest, and he just doesn't respect that shit.
Mm.
It's cool to see like NPCs as rivals like this. Like normally, we normally it's small characters. Like we had like Stude and Araba who wanted to like deal with the underwater threat and stuff. And it's always like small characters, like, oh my god, he killed my dad. My dad died in the sea. I want to get revenge. But this is a fucking a boss
Yeah.
that is like, how dare you insects speak of the name, I'm the king. Fuck Siegward, motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
I'm the king of dragons. Like, bro, we haven't had no fucking rival fucking bosses.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at this like siren, like mermaid silhouette or whatever, now I'm starting to think like because sure, like we probably don't want to double up the underwater colossi like theme or whatever. Now I'm thinking like maybe it's like a Medusa type of like Gorgon like type situation. Like maybe that's like not a
Mm.
mermaid bottom half, but it's like a tail. You know what I mean? Like a Gorgony like Medusa type situation. But then there's also just like a big ass snake right there too, and like Medusa's
Yeah.
like kind of snaky at the same time. So it's like,
So there
yeah,
was a little bit more given for the orchestra too. I'm not gonna like. There's no spoilers, but it says the existence of orchestra was first discovered in a book by a player who raided the royal library, the kingdom ruling over royal library of Ainverth, the kingdom ruling over this entire region. According to information, the orchestra can allegedly control tsunamis, become clad in fire, and call down lightning. So I guess it's some sort of like shaman type of character or something.
Mm. Interesting.
yeah. I feel like, yeah. Oh, are you talking about
Mm.
like in relation to the siren like thing, or just like in general like the Doom Echo like thing that you're going
Yeah,
back
the
to?
Doom Echo is one of the colossi, but like it would have, I think it would have to be that lady
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like
because the
she's
other
wearing
thing
like a
is a snake.
dress.
Yeah, or like I feel like, yeah, it's like a dress or maybe like a mermaid body or something. But like seeing that silhouette and like knowing that like it controls tsunamis, can cover its body in fire and call down lightning. It's like what when I think of fire, armor and like lightning control, I don't think of mermaid.
Yeah, so this is just like it's like we have a dragon, we have Cthulhu octopus monster, we have zombie samurai, we have shadow wolf, we have like probably some kind of like poison related snake or whatever. We have like, fucking moon based like rabbit warrior thing or whatever. So maybe this is just like a mage colossi
Maybe,
that just
Could
like,
be.
maybe,
deals with like elemental stuff.
yeah. And then just thinking about like this Narwin thing, like the NPCs, like this isn't the first time the NPCs have known each other. Like Vash spoke about Wazaimon
Yep.
and he spoke about Lycaon.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew like both of those like other
Colossi.
Colossi characters. So yeah, there's definitely more going on than like, kind of what gets let off or whatever let on. But yeah, this is big stuff for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Fucking
excited.
yeah, the Tomb God is asleep, and the newest of the divine ones has moved. What does that mean? The abyss is sunk, and the darkness aiming to overcome the golden is stirring. So, like, I guess the golden, since they
The
say,
newest of the divine ones has moved. Like, are they talking? Is it talking about like who's speaking here? Is this just like is this just like overarching like narration? Like, it's not Noirwind dialogue. So like
We don't know.
maybe the huh?
We don't know. It could be that, and it was just like the way it's visualized in the manga, just to give that extra bit of flair.
Yeah, I'm saying though, like, is that line of dialogue, that line of narration in reference to Noirwind? And the newest of the
yeah,
divine ones has moved because like we were talking about the possibility that Noirwind was just added to the game like recently by the developers because of the defeat of Katarnid.
oh yeah, maybe
Okay,
he could be considered. He is the newest of the divine ones.
Yeah,
That could
maybe.
be.
Or
so
we're
like
talking
maybe
about
this is like
Bahamut.
an yeah, but like Bahamut, like the newest of the divine ones, like Bahamut has been was referenced in like chapter like 50 or some shit.
Yeah, was
Yeah, but we
Amon
don't know
mentioned him.
when. We don't know when it was considered new.
Yeah, I guess that could be like in relation to like it could be like a lore thing. Like maybe all of the
Yeah.
seven colossi like existed and then Bahamut like was born from some kind of I don't know, crazy world building lore related reason like after the colossi were already established. So like it could just be like a narrative thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this last page is really cool. The world has advanced, and as part of that, the world with all life living upon it buffeted by the
I
mighty
think it's
warriors.
buffeted.
Yeah, we'll go into the third stage of
Buffade
its
is
story.
crazy.
Buffet,
Yeah.
yeah. So begins the great battle to take down the golden. So I'm guessing I think the golden is referred to Seagworm too. So
Yeah.
yeah, the unending dragon blight and the howling. Well, dragon blight makes me think we're about to see like hella dragons just fucking flying in the sky, bombing cities and shit, like with Dragon Ball fire.
Elder
Dragon
Dragon
blight,
lore.
yeah, like we're about to fucking have a war on dragons, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, that would be so fun. Like,
That would be so
bro, if there's
crazy.
like two factions, like the Narwins like dragons versus Katarnid, I mean not Katarnid, but fucking Seagworms like dragon faction, and it's
That
like a
would
whole
be
fucking thing.
an
Yeah.
insane arc, man. And it's like, and the Howling Wolf though, so like Lycagon comes back into play then.
Oh, I
Mhm.
was just thinking Wolfgang was that,
Oh, sure.
but that could be a thing too. Yeah, man, there's a lot of possibilities here, but true
Yeah.
king of dragons, like maybe he was dethroned or something, like maybe he was king and fucking Seagworm took the crown or something, and he still just got beef. I don't know, man. This we ain't never had no scene like this.
It's a sticky one
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I, yeah. And the funny thing is, based on how the web novel is still going, we're not even halfway. We're not even like we're probably barely a third into this story that's out
yeah,
already.
Yeah, because the light novel
yeah.
is
It's
like
So
like
crazy to
900
think about.
chapters or some shit. It's been going since like 2018.
it's been going fucking forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many possibilities. Like we don't know like what's in the new land. We got Seagworm. Uh we got possibly like another game. We got like clan battle stuff. Like there's so much that could happen, and I'm just ready. Like
Me too.
this week's chapter probably gonna be a nice fat feast, and I'm prepared.
Mhm.
So ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything else for this one, Knox?
I think I'm squeezed out.
All right, we
I'm all good.
that's going to do it for Shangri-La Frontier, chapter 212, baby. Ruling the skies, seeking the decline of the golden. Now jumping into Gachiakuta, or Gachiakuta, whatever, chapter 128, follow reprise. And they had to remind me we had a chapter. I read this chapter last week, but I forgotten was about to jump straight into Ichi the Witch. But yeah, man, can't not talk about this fucking glorious event here. What the conclusion of Folo becoming a giver. It's good stuff.
A lot of really good stuff in this chapter.
Oh yeah,
We got this
insane.
conversation with Semiyu and the rest of the cast, kind of breaking down exactly what happened with this
Yeah.
Folo giver situation, which was super necessary. There's a lot of speculation inside of the community that I saw, at least. I don't really be poking around too much for it, but I could not help but see the discussion around it through the last couple of weeks of just the community trying to guess exactly what kind of happened here. But it's
Yeah.
good. It's cool
Yeah.
to get the hard confirmation in the story.
Yeah, I do. I just gotta say, I love the running gag to this whole chapter of people thinking that Folo's going to just disintegrate into nothing if Rule just turns off his ability.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
funny.
I wonder, like, I get because they're, I never thought about it as like something kind of like a light switch. I guess they are kind of like channeling their like anima energy through the object or whatever. But I still just never thought, like, they keep saying like, "Don't turn your powers off, Rudo," and I'm just like, I mean, if he wasn't like intending to use his powers, like they wouldn't be on right now anyway. So it's like
yeah.
it's silly, but
This does a lot
I
for the
still
power
just
system, though. Like,
yeah.
I don't think,
Yeah, it's nice.
did we always know it
I
was
don't
called
remember.
anima energy even?
I
I don't remember.
think
It's been
I
so long since we read the start when they were like giving an explanation on givers
The
and
way that
vital
they're just like
instruments.
casually like referencing anima energy makes me feel like we've gotten like a
yeah.
It might have been glossed over.
everything is run through anima energy with like some kind of diagram like breakdown like we normally get in power system explanations and stories
I
like
feel like
these.
it
I feel
was,
like
yeah.
I feel like we might have gotten that kind of scene earlier in the series since they're like just very casually mentioning the anima energy now. So hardcore Gachiakuta people or just people who pay more attention than us, let us know in the comments section like when anima energy was first brought up before this, if it ever was. But it's cool to get like a hard delineation on like the difference between Rudo using his anima energy to actually activate a Jinky versus the application of his anima energy in this circumstance. Because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, like he didn't turn this nigga into a vital instrument. So like we didn't get like, big chunky mech Folo or whatever with fucking Rudo's like name on his forehead or whatever. So
Bruh.
like it's just funny that it's like, oh shit, like, oh, if you turn off your powers, he's gonna crumble into dust, and it's like, wouldn't there be like a better visual representation of Rudo actually using Folo as a vital instrument in a way that would make him crumble into nothing after the deactivation of it, if that was the case? There's
I guess
clearly
it's
something
just
It's just a
different's
gag.
happening here. Yeah.
it's that, but it's also like the fact that I guess like Folo, they never had a case where someone became a giver like this who would like I guess a supporter probably. So like
Sure.
they probably just assume like because I mean Tamsi he thought it was Rudo that showed up with the powers and using like a hammer or whatever, and so he saw Folo there and was like, wait, something's not right. And then he's like, yo, Rudo, why didn't you use your powers? So like this shit don't make any
Like, are
sense
you
to him.
using them right now in this
Yeah.
situation? And if so, does that mean that because you did this, that Folo's going to die after this? Yeah, I can see that. It's it's a it's a safe guess to make based
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the information that the characters have at the time. So
Yeah.
it's just good that
And
we
then
get the conversation.
everyone's kind of got the same reaction too when he says that when you turn your powers into things, they disintegrate, right? And everybody's like, oh no,
Hmm.
not Folo, please don't kill him, Rudo, whatever you do, don't turn him off. So everybody's like scared. So it's just a thought that like
Yeah.
this thought could only come if nobody believes that Folo should have been able to become a giver.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
remember like seeing a lot of people when the chapter came out that Folo did become a giver. Immediately the conversation became like, did Rudo do that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is it I think someone said like it was Watchmen series like glove related, like specifically, or like whatever, what have you. And it's cool that Keirana had the explanation like kind of like in mind of exactly what it was going to be, and it did feel kind of obvious that Ruto was involved in it, and even though he was, it was still a different explanation for how it worked, like mechanically and like on a technical level, than like anybody could have really guessed. You know what I mean? Like, even though it was like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, Ruto probably did that, there's no way that we could know how, because this is Keirana's world and we needed to wait for that explanation. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's really cool that they gave us like the little imagery of Rudo like lighting his wick or whatever, being the jump starting his firecracker to start his awakening. So that's cool that that's happening.
mm-hmm.
But what do you all got? What do y'all think about this Corvus situation? Like I got theories, but
Oh
like
yeah.
I got theories
Yeah,
too.
Corvus came in and he was
Corvus
like, bro, what the fuck?
he's he spooks up, he sneaks up on Tamsi, and he's fucking
It's like you just saw a ghost.
bro, it looks like he saw a ghost. Like none of this is making sense to him. And like,
He's
oh
seeing
Either
something with
that,
he's seeing something with that eye on the back of his head, like his the eye in his fade sees something that nobody else can.
bruh.
it could it could be he's seen something like this before, and maybe it only leads to a bad outcome from what he's experienced, for all we know. Because the look on his face is either, oh my god, the same crazy, horrific shit that I've seen before in my life is going to happen again due to these circumstances, or the or which I don't think Kirana is going to go this direction, but it could also be just like Corvus is secretly the main antagonist of the series, and like, oh, this could this could fuck up what I have planned going on in the future. I mean, it could also just be the fact that Corvus obviously still one of the good guys, but like what's going on with like Rudo sharing his anima to awaken the giver abilities within Folo
Yeah.
might be like a wrench in like what he has planned for like discovering the what's going on in the world. For all we know, it could just complicate things more.
Do
He
y'all?
has a specific line of dialogue here where he's like, "Folo, you used your powers with your gloves still on," and it's like, what does that have to?
Yeah,
What?
I got a theory about that.
So
Oh,
so wait a minute.
that's a good one.
Like, are Folo's gloves special too? Then
I
No, I
think. Go ahead.
what? No, no. I was just gonna say like what we have to go back and check with all of the givers we've seen so far. Have they been touching a lot of their vital instruments with like their bare hands, or
I
just like
think they are.
had or at least have their fingers free to touch them physically?
I think
Because maybe that is the
everyone
catalyst.
is. Yeah, I think everyone else that has been shown using a vital instrument has done it with their bare hands, and I think that the gloves are supposed to kind of be resisting, kind of like a condom. Like having the gloves on should not allow your like energy to flow from your body into an object, and it kind of feels like maybe once people are put into like the support
Hmm,
like role, maybe they're giving these gloves so that they can't become givers, but he's shocked
hmm.
at seeing that Tholo still became a giver even with these like suppression gloves.
oh shit!
That
So
could be the case.
unbeknownst to the characters in the support role, the like standard issued gloves that are kind of given with the rest of their uniform are jinky blockers.
Yeah,
And
Hmm,
that's what I'm
Corvus is
thinking.
like,
that's an interesting
wait,
theory.
how are you activating the shit when I put the condoms on you?
Yeah,
Yo, that's fucking crazy to think about, actually.
Hmm,
Because that's
yeah,
like some
it's
shisty shit from upper management then.
and it's like
yes.
keeping people from like shooting too high. Like don't want anybody to become like too ambitious. Keeping people in that like worker role. Like we need
It,
supporters.
it's either that or maybe the main purpose is to I'm gonna throw in Galaxias at this moment as an example, but like you know how like in Galaxias like Dragonfolk can like invert their tails into their body for like a buildup of power once they release it. What if
Yeah.
Corvus is using these gloves as a way to keep the anima of people that could become givers like within their bodies so it could like mature like in a much better way. That way, if they remove their gloves and they have the potential, they could awaken givers in a more like natural and like a more controlled environment.
Yeah, so how much
Uh,
stronger is Folo gonna be when he uses his Jinky with the gloves off then?
We don't know. It could just be the exact same thing. Maybe just like the glove thing just got bypassed.
Yeah, I guess that was just like in relation to what you were saying about the the gloves being like a dampener until their
Yeah.
shit had matured enough or whatever.
Yeah, I just feel like the Rudo's like anima passing just kind of bypassed the condoms, but like, yeah, just this thought is like he looks like he saw a ghost. Like this seems like something isn't right. This doesn't
Yeah, like you're not
like
supposed to be able to do this because of like systems that I put in place specifically.
yeah, like this looks like a bad thing. Like not like oh yeah, it's all good. You can take your gloves off now. You're gonna be even stronger. This doesn't feel like a beneficial. Like oh yeah, I'm happy for you, man. Like I guess the cat's out of the bag. I've been secretly honing you guys' strength. This seems like I've been siphoning your energy or like you know I don't want you to become a giver. So like I put a blocker on you type
Yeah,
thing.
I didn't want supporters to know that they could be givers for one reason or another.
Yeah, because then that like creates more people who want to shoot for, become like the all star. We need
Hmm.
people to not be the all star.
Yeah, we
Hmm.
can't have too many like alpha male shot callers.
Yeah, yeah, we got too many of
Well,
them,
that's
and then there's
worthless.
nobody in a supporter role. Like, who's
Yeah,
gonna do the bandages when everybody wants to fucking dunk? Like, nobody's gonna pass the ball because everybody wants to fucking do a fucking triple backflip under the leg, fucking double dunk.
double dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this is crazy. This fucking look he has. It's like he definitely seen a ghost, and it's like he's got on gloves too.
Wait a
And
minute, old girl, the Aisha's got gloves on too. Oh
but
wait, but
like
she's taking her shit off. You could see her
also
taking her
like
glove off like on page 16 or whatever.
but also the gloves are different too. I think. Whereas
Oh
16 you
yeah,
said.
support gloves are probably different than like
Yeah, like
giver
she's got
gloves.
like long, yeah, she's got like long, like either latex gloves, like for like a cleaner, like somebody's cleaning the tub or something, or like maybe like warm
Yeah, the
gloves, but
Dexter's
like
mom joints.
yeah, but like the gloves that like Gris is wearing and Corvus is wearing, they look like just like latex gloves, like
Mm.
just some standard issue, 100 come in a box. Here you go. It seems like something that'd be so easy to just like mass produce and pass out to people, and just like nobody would assume it. It's just like, yeah, you're a cleaner, so you don't get your hands dirty. Make sure you wear this. It's part of your uniform. Always wear your gloves because the world is dirty. Wear your mask or your gloves. You don't want to get contaminated. And it's like, oh yeah, everyone just nobody thinks about it. Just yeah, I wear my gloves as part of my work outfit, and not realizing that that's preventing them from becoming a giver. Possibly, it's crazy.
Yeah, wow, I
Yeah.
think you're spot on with that.
That could
I
very well be
think
the case.
yeah, I think this is definitely something that Corvus put in place, and unbeknownst to characters in the support role, these gloves that are issued with their support attire specifically block their ability to become givers. So
Yeah, and
that
then it's
for
just
the reasons that you said, so that like the workforce hierarchy can be set up the way that Corvus wants it to for whatever way and his motivation that he set it
yeah,
up that way.
because he still needs people for whatever his goal is. He still needs underlings, and there's got to be some all stars, but like everybody can't be it. And then the people who have their powers, they don't use gloves. Like Simiyu's not wearing gloves. Fucking Zonka doesn't wear gloves. But like the interesting thing is that Corvus is wearing gloves, and it's just like maybe his power is something that radiates outward or something. Like maybe his jinky is like on his body, like his earrings or something, and they're
Yeah.
always active.
Yeah, that could be the case.
Yeah, they're specifically like showing him wearing gloves too in one of these panels. They made a point to be like, look at this gloved hand from Corvus.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, what? You meant? Did they say that Korvik is a giver? They said.
Mm,
Did they say that?
they
Because like my
never specifically did, I don't think.
because
He's
like my
gotta
thing is
be.
like, but what if his like eye on the back of his neck isn't a giver ability? What if that's just something that's with him, like with how the broker can just turn into a crow out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think two things can be true at once though too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he can
Yeah.
be a
fair,
giver,
fair
and that
point.
eye can be unique to him for one reason or another.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
also not wearing his choker again. He never wears that shit. He
Yeah.
don't want the
Oh yeah.
fucking he don't want dude to be hearing him, yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
everybody
is
here, I
Tamsi
mean,
not in the scene?
No, he
Tamsi
was.
is. He sneaks he comes up on
Oh, I
Tamsi.
see him.
Tamsi is the one
Yeah.
that's like, yo, you scare me. So like
Oh yeah.
And then he's giving people these fucking crazy looks, man. Like these shots of his eyeballs and shit. It's like, bro, he just looks like he saw like this is like PTSD Nam shit, yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
And then he walks away. His face is just shrouded in black, like you can't see his face as he walks away. I'm glad you're all right. Good work, everyone. Nothing else. They're like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, that shit is dummy ominous, bro.
Yeah, yeah, but back towards the beginning of the chapter, I'm glad we got this moment where Rudo is like, you were awesome, bro. And I'm still no good at seeing how people feel and stuff like that, but next time you want to blow up, speak up next time. It's like, I got you, bro. They dap up. That's a good moment. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Hour of friendship.
Yeah, we needed that. And then the fucking goofiness ensues and shit. They got the stupid conversation. Rudo shows that when he tries to use his powers again, he gets like a nosebleed or whatever, and
Yeah.
fails and shit. So some stuff that we learn here, and then we get towards the end of the chapter, and Buddy's got a scar, man. He's scarred up now. This is dope.
Mm-hmm.
It
Wasn't
reminded me of
expecting.
Chihiro. He's like, I want to keep this scar, so I wake up every day with fresh hatred or whatever. And he's like, I want to remember my shortcomings that like led to this awakening inside of me.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever forget where I came from. Now that I'm
Yeah.
big bad boy giver's son.
Big Folo shit. Yeah.
Big Folo shit.
I immediately thought of fucking Deku's stupid fucking scar on the side of his head. He looks fucking funny.
Oh yeah, it's like a similar scar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the same shit, like the side of his head shaved off or whatever. But Folo's harder, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And with
Pause.
that,
I'm kidding.
and then Folo and Rudo just instantly become friends, and I love that image of like the do board from in Rudo's room, and just like one of them is just like make friends. It's
Yeah,
just a wholesome way for that chapter to just conclude.
yeah, they left that one out on purpose last time when they showed us the fucking the bulletin board so that they can hit us with this moment. I was like, oh yeah, that's dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
because last time they showed us the board and it was like all of the stuff that Rudo wanted to do, but they didn't have make friends on there, so they hid that one for us so we can see it now in this moment. This is a good conclusion to this arc. So
Yeah.
guessing we move into the doll festival after this.
Probably.
Hope so. I
Last
wonder.
Yeah,
date.
Yeah.
But we need to see what happened between Ryu and Amo before that.
Oh yeah, Amo's got a haircut now.
Yeah, we definitely got to see that. I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, there's so much be happening. It's easy to just forget because that stuff, it happens so fast. And like Amo, Ryu pulled up with the scissors, and then we just cut, and it's like, boom, we going on a mission, baby. We don't know what happened there.
It was nothing crazy. It's literally just a haircut.
Yeah, probably.
But I mean, there's probably like some narrative significance beyond just like, subversion. I just cut her hair when I made you think I was gonna go stab her.
Imagine like once we cut back to them, the two of them just somehow become instant best friends.
Yeah, something like that.
We gonna see. I don't know if I feel friends, but we'll see, I guess. Now I want to see what Tamsy's like next move is, because like, Folo dying would have been perfect for him, and instead Folo became even stronger.
Yeah, big monkey wrench shit.
Yeah, it's like, damn, my plans didn't go the way I thought they would, and like things got even harder for me. Like now I can't just murder dude easily. Like he's a fighter now, so I can't just walk in his room and kill him if I wanted to.
And what's Zodalon too? Like where the fuck is that guy been?
Yeah, we haven't seen any of the Raiders in a minute. They got the one dude, I forget his name. He's like with them now, but I haven't seen him either. The one with the little doll or whatever, with the alternate personality disorder or whatever. Yeah, can't wait to see some of these other characters. Now that we're back at the base and this last arc is over, Rudo's mission. It's crazy. Rudo's first mission fucking changed Folo's life. Like bro became a giver on Rudo's first day.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good chapter. I enjoyed it. Can't wait for the next one, but I think I'm spent. What about you, Weberton?
I'm all good.
Noxanote.
I am also good.
All right, that's going to do it for the Gachi, chapter 128, Folo Reprise. Now jumping into Ichi the Witch, 24th Hunt, Goku, Raku, and the Male Witches. And good chapter following up on the last one. We got to see where Goku Raku was taking Ichi, and it's trying to get the hell out of Dodge. What you think about this one, Knox?
I think this is a great chapter. I think it's cool how Discaris kind of like jumps into action and immediately starts throwing magic at this guy. We got the turtle. We got
Yeah.
the ding dong. Is her like busting out the bag of tricks or whatever on this guy, and I think it's funny how he just like keeps escaping every situation. It's like simple kick, and then it's like, oh, you can't simply kick through this one, can you? And he's like, all right, well, I'll just dig underground because you don't have like a bottom to this thing. It's just funny. It's like slapstick
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah. Bro really dug to China, yo. Like when I saw this shit, he like dug a hole and it pops up somewhere else, and they're like, huh? Where am I? It's like fucking poo on the ground and shit. I just thought of like the old school cartoons, like when somebody digs a hole through like the ground and they pop up on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I thought for some reason when I first turned the page, I thought this was like another Discaris ability. I thought she just had like goat army magic for some reason, but
Bruh.
just for a second. But yeah, nah. And it's
Yeah.
cool how like the goats like rush him and he just like slices his head off, and like Ichi's kind of like unfazed by that, obviously, because this is like a natural, kind of environment for him.
Death for death.
Yeah, this is death
Yeah.
for death. He's totally cool with this. After he was just cussing him out for the magic abuse in the last chapter or whatever. This one's like, oh no, this is normal, and actually you should let me carve this goat up real quick before the inside spoil. It's just like good Ichi Hunter stuff.
This page with it when they're surrounded by the goats, I thought they looked like pretty fucking demonic here. So I actually thought the goats were like magics for a second until they kind of just like walked off. Like when he's like, oh, great. I thought like that face, it kind of seems like, oh, these are more than just regular, goats. So I thought they were fucking magical goats, but they were just regular goats that were angry because how dare you appear out of my poo? And whatever. Trying to get it on with my goat wife. What you doing here, stupid humans? I'm gonna murder you. So yeah, you get that clean cut and just taking Ichi along. Like he's just carrying Ichi under his arm like a fucking pizza or some shit. He jumping in the river and digging holes with him under his arm and all kinds of shit. This dude's just buff and don't got no kind of like, oh, there's no point where he's like, oh, you're heavy. He's just carrying a dude for however long time. Dude's dummy strong. Dunking him in the water to wash him with his clothes on. Like I feel like laundry.
He's super considerate.
Yeah. Ichi's just being like super docile and allowing like all of this shit. He doesn't even like try to like break free at any point in time doing this until he's like, hey man, can we clean the prey up real quick though?
It's like I kind of got a thing with dead animals. Like we gotta do this quick before the fucking blood coagulates and shit. Like gotta do it right, bro. It'll be if we eat it now, it'll be a proper hunt. Yeah. So
yeah.
Good to see Ichi still getting this hunt on, yo. We ain't seen them like kill no animals in a while.
Yeah. Their dynamic is super fun though. Just like two meathead hunter type like hotheads. Well, I mean he's a little bit more hot-headed than Ichi, but just like I just feel like they're just sharing like one brain cell with each other this chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have one dynamic like that within any series.
Yeah, I like their relationship so far, but some interesting things go on here. Now we found out what dude's deal is. He's an augmented human, so he's like put crystals in his back or something. I mean, we were kind of talking about it last time.
Maybe I think like just like magical items or something, or like made it so that he can use magic items.
Yeah, I don't know. That fucking discoloration like down his spine does not look like it's very good for him though. Like this nigga's like probably giving himself like magic cancer right now.
Yeah, that looks like it's getting like gonna be bad. Like he's probably on a timer. Yeah,
like a magic infection.
Yeah, it's probably like every time he uses power, it probably gets worse. So he's probably
you can see it around his hands on the gauntlets too, like in the panel, the bottom left of that one that shows his spine too. Like that discoloration is there too. Like this is probably not that good for you, bro. You're probably gonna die.
And around his elbows.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You dying, boy.
Yeah, he's probably got like 3 years to live, yo. So he's like,
I gotta figure this out. That's why he's going so hard because he needs to get revenge on. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. We were talking about the possibility of what his backstory like might entail last review or whatever, and it does say that he's like got a magic that he like wants to punch out specifically or whatever. So
Yeah.
we might have kind of connected some proper dots inside of his backstory, since we now know that it's kind of like a revenge thing for him.
Yeah, we were saying something like maybe like his mom was like a witch or something, and like maybe his family or his teacher was killed, and like they left behind some magic items. So I guess maybe he, we were talking about how they say ordinary men can't use magic items, but maybe he's just not ordinary. But maybe he, if he was able to like fuse magical crystals into his body, that can like be a power cell type of deal. Like maybe he's using that as like a battery to power these magical items, like his ring or his gauntlets and leg guards or whatever is being like energized by this crystal in his back or something that's maybe feeding on his life force.
Yeah, but like the placement of this crystal on his spine makes me think that he did not do that to himself. So like this seems like a surgery that was done to him at first, and then everything else came like after the fact. Now that he has the crystal in his back that allows him to, and then fuck with the gauntlets and the leg bracers and the ring or whatever.
Well, he
It just
does.
feels like someone did the back part to him, because like how do you do that to yourself?
Well, yeah, he does say that he messed with his body a bunch though. But yeah, it's like how
Yeah,
do you
that could
like
be
put
in
something in
reference
your
to
own
the
body?
rest of his body, but like I'm
Yeah,
saying like the initial surgery is probably the spine, and then
yeah.
after that he's just like, okay, well now I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do this too. Is kind of like how I interpreted it, because it's just like what do you just have like a mirror? You got a couple mirrors set up in your fucking bathroom or some shit while you do this? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
maybe he
I feel like
either
someone did this
yeah,
to him.
either someone did it to him or like he forced someone to do like a surgery on him and like put magic stones in his back or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, could be the case. Well, imagine if he did it himself, and the question would be how.
right.
Only thing I can think of is like eating stuff. Like maybe he
Yeah.
ate a bunch of magic items and it like fucking,
Formed down a
crystallized.
perfect
Yeah.
line on his vertebrae.
I mean,
Yeah,
his
I
first
guess.
instinct when seeing Aurora was to eat him, to see if he would give him power.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there
he
you
did.
go.
He did chomp on Aurora. Yeah.
That just seemed
Which
like some
that was
fucking
funny.
like meathead, like spur of the moment dumb idea shit though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like chewing them and gulps and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
that was some unga boonga shit.
Hmm.
gross. Are you insane? What'd you do that for? Yeah, Aurora was funny. It's, haven't seen him in a while. I guess he has said he doesn't fuck with Ichi. He's like, I don't want to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
And then he ends up trying to be the devil on the shoulder to try and get him to be like, hey, you want to become a witch? You gotta kill this kid.
yeah. He's probably gonna tell him like, I'm connected to this kid right now because he acquired me. But if you kill him, then you could acquire me since you're a dude, and then you acquiring me, since my trial is specifically for dudes to, you know, to beat or whatever. Like you can become a witch the same way this kid did, but you just gotta kill him. But then like as soon as he kills Ichi, he's gonna be like, all right, see ya, and then like poof,
Oh
disappear
yeah,
into like a fucking smoke.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. He's
yeah,
like, he's dead. I'm free.
yeah,
Yeah, I can see it going like one of two ways. Either Gokuraku like turns over and is like, bro, like I want to gain a magic, I want the power and like to obtain a magic, but I'm not stupid. Like I know you guys are fucking evil monsters and you're lying about this. Like I'll kill him and that'll free you and I'll be stuck with nothing. And
Yeah.
we're not gonna have that. This kid
yeah.
is
But
a
he's such a
witch.
tryhard that it's like, like he's probably like confident in his ability to beat the shit out of any fucking magic, regardless. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Maybe.
it's like he makes a his whole like life is like chasing them down, finding them, and beating the shit out of them. So he's probably confident in his ability to keep up with Uroro, even if like after he kills Ichi and like Uroro did try to run, like he's probably confident in his ability to track him down
Yeah.
and mangle him.
I think what's gonna happen is that he's gonna be like, I'll wait in the morning and then be like, Ichi, I challenge you to a duel. And if I win, I kill you and take that magic and become a witch. Or
And then
some
I
shit
Ishi's
like
just
that,
gonna
because
dance on his
it just
ass.
I just don't think he would like try and kill him in his sleep. He's so like straightforward. He'd probably just be like, Ichi, let's fight for this power or whatever he says, blah blah blah. And that could be the case where he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm good.
I-
It's a tough one though, because
I like this guy.
they set Goku Raku up as someone who like his motivations are very, very important to him. Like he's only known Ichi for like a couple of hours. You know what I mean? But like he wants this ability to become a male witch, like probably more than he cares about Ichi, right? Like
Yeah.
he has
True,
too
but
much writing. He has too much writing dedicated to how far he will go to accomplish this goal. That I can't see him being like, oh, okay, you've laid out the perfect explanation on how I can become a male witch, but I'm not going to take the chance because I like this kid that I just met a couple hours ago. Like that doesn't feel right. I feel like
Mm,
that's the point of the cliffhanger is that we're
yeah.
so after all of the writing that he's received for how far he will go to accomplish this goal, that we're supposed to go like, oh, he's definitely going to be down for this. I think is the point of this
Mhm.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
probably.
I just don't want him to be someone who like falls for the like deal with the devil thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like if he does, like the other possibility I think is that like yeah, he'll take a knife or something, or like he'll ball his fist up and aim it at Ichi and like prepare to do it, and then like death for death, Ichi wakes up feeling the killing intent and just like fucking wraps his like body around Gokuraku's like, he like twists himself around his arm and fucking has a knife at his neck, like, yo, you shouldn't listen to fucking Aurora, he's lying to you,
Oh, I could
type
see
shit.
that too.
Oh
Like
man,
he just curls up full defensive, like defense, is also offensive, and
Hmm.
Goku is like, bro, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. Like I was gonna
he
stomp your
puts the
head in,
fear
but
of God
like,
in him.
yeah, like now you're like up my back with a knife at my neck. Like, okay, you're scary.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
Off topic, but every single time we say Goku Rako, I instantly think Goku
bruh.
Raku guy.
Yeah, that's what we said
Yeah.
last review.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I almost say it every time, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
But
really
yeah.
want to hear like what Ororo's voice is like in this case. So he's like,
Oh
"Hey,
man.
brutalize. You want to be a witch, right? First, all you gotta do is kill this kid." I just like,
You
I
want to be
feel
a
like he's got
star,
like a
don't
look.
you?
With how
Uh,
well with how
that
well
that's that episode
Ichi
of
the
Family
Witch.
Guy where it was like Walt Disney, like I don't know what the cutaway was for. It was like Walt Disney drawing like Minnie Mouse or something like that. Like, you want to be a star, don't you? And take it off or whatever.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
You know, honestly, with how well Ichi's manga has already like started doing so far, if it keeps doing well, they might just do like manga dubs like they've done with other manga. And I think Kagurabachi has one too, so we might
Yeah.
actually get like an Uroro voice, like a starting voice, or someone that will become Uroro's voice when we do eventually get an anime for this.
Speaking of that, two little pieces of news. Next week's chapter of Ichi the Witch is going to have 5 color pages, and
Yes.
also the sales number is out. So Ichi the Witch with 2 volumes out currently has 300,000 volumes like
That's
sold or
really
in
good.
circulation or whatever. And apparently Kagurabachi at 2 volumes just had 200,000. So it's already beaten Kagurabachi um,
Mm-hmm.
with less chapters. But at the point that when they were both at 2 volumes, Ichi is ahead by 100,000. So
That's
so
really
that's
good.
big. So with the 5 color page thing coming, I just want to self plug, be on the lookout for a video from me. I dropped a video today on an Osamu Nishi related story, Iruma Mafia alternate universe spin-off manga. So if anyone's in there Iruma, or maybe not, go check it out anyway, and be on the lookout for another Ichi the Witch related video maybe in a week or so.
Yes,
Yeah.
But
sir.
yeah, enough of the self plug. Yeah, good chapter. Do you think like on this? So, all right. So he did the whole mole thing. Like he dug a hole, and like he punches this like cave wall, and like, do you think he's clearing out this like cave, or is like his ring like he's doing some kind of magic that just immediately like excavates the cave? Like did it just immediately become like a cave, or did he, you know, carve it or something? Like he digs, and then it just looks like the same type of thing. Like he carved a hole in the ground to dig, and then he carves a cave for them, and it's like,
I mean, he's cocking the fist back like he just rocked that shit. So,
yeah, and he
Mm.
kisses it like every time too. Like he
hmm
kisses the ring, bitches. He kissed
hmm
the ring to kick the fucking turtle shell with the scars, and then he kisses the ring, to do this shit. He probably kisses it a couple more times. I know he kissed it last chapter too.
yeah, it's
Um,
definitely like an activation condition for like whatever the synchronization rate mumbo jumbo is.
yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think he's just like unga bunga meat heading the side of the, like are you saying that like maybe like he kisses the ring, activates the power, and then like maybe just like taps the side of the wall, and it like forms a perfect hole in the cave or whatever.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
maybe it's
yeah.
just like kind of like Hisui's like when she kind of like eats like matter or whatever. Like, is it just like
Oh,
automatically carving out like a circle there, or is he like punching it and like blowing a hole in the mountain, or did it just like remove that space or whatever? Like, did it
yeah.
just
I'm thinking he just
perfectly
punched that shit.
okay?
Yeah, me too.
And then dug a hole like normal too, because it's a
Yeah,
perfectly circular hole. Like if I was gonna dig a hole like to escape, I wouldn't
yeah.
fucking dig something that big and like clean or whatever.
Yeah, the
It
Yeah.
cockback, like, and the impact or the action lines like surrounding the cockback, like let me know that like he's leaning into like a punch. Like it wouldn't, I don't think it would be structured this way in the art if like he was just going to like tap it and have like a perfect hole created. It's like
yeah,
what? Because like why
Maybe.
cockback and like use the action lines to imply like a forward momentum with the fist in
true.
this way if it wasn't actually just a punch.
Yeah. Something I guess I didn't notice it, but I just thought to talk about it. But
Yeah.
he's got like a lip ring and a tongue ring, bro. Kind of freaky, yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even wait. Where the tongue ring at? Hold
He
on.
likes
On the
piercings.
when he goes to like bite Aurora.
Oh, he do got a tongue ring. What you doing with that, G?
Yeah, he a freaky frog, yeah.
Freaky frog.
But yeah, I can see the shippers going crazy with this character in a few weeks.
Oh shit.
He's the
Yeah, I
only
can
other
see
male
the
character in
fan
the
art
series.
going crazy with this nigga.
Yeah, they're gonna be drawing topless Goku Raku and fucking T minus no minutes. I like the new magic designs that we get here, Ding Dong and Tortle. Like
Portal.
I just noticed like as we're like reviewing it, talking about it now that the turtle like it still has a shell. Like
Yeah.
it's at the top of that like web thing, but it still
Right.
has a shell up there or whatever. So that's cool. And then kicks it off or whatever. It just the turtle it's basically the same as the spider that like Ichi now has. So I was just like
Oh
kind of
yeah,
in a
kinda.
Pokemon. Yeah, I was like just thinking about like Pokemon. So like I see a turtle, I'm like, oh cool, a fucking turtle Pokemon, and then we got the bell, and that's like an
Elephant
elephant.
Bell is crazy.
Yeah, and I like
Yeah.
its little emotes. Like it's making faces this whole time. It should have made like 3 different faces,
Oh.
and you can see that he's like I guess he's like trying to punch his way out. You see the bong bong bong
Yeah, he's like, oh, that
fucking
won't work,
sounds.
huh? Well, get to digging.
Yeah, back to Association HQ. So they were just gonna take him back for questioning or something. Yeah, wonder what's gonna happen next week if he tries it or if he's like, I'm not that stupid, man. Like you said, this is kind of like his thing. Like if he's someone who is crazy enough to experiment on his body and do this whole anti magic augment human thing. Like I wonder if there's gonna be more anti magic augmented humans. Um, if we'll see females like that, like maybe there'll be a girl who can't use magic because she just doesn't have the aptitude, but she like augments her body to do so or something.
Yeah, and it's
Ready to see.
crazy that like they didn't follow them down that hole, right? Because it's like he digs the hole, ends up like down the street or whatever, with these goats in this canyon type area, and then like kills one. And I'm assuming he jumps in the water like relatively close to where he killed the goat, because then Ichi makes a point to be like, "Yo, can we like do something with this goat before it gets gross?" And it's like, how did they not catch up to him before they got to this cave? Like, how much
Maybe
time is passing? And like, did they kill the goat and then like run off with the carcass like in a specific direction for a while?
Mm.
maybe he dug really fast and far away, and it was just like he was like by the time they moved the bell, he's probably like already a mile away, type shit.
Yeah, but how does the Scaris
Yeah.
not have like a magic for like high speed movement that she could just like jump into the hole with and like follow them?
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird that
We'll find out soon.
they never caught up like before the end of the chapter.
Unless they're like watching from afar and just like
That's
seeing what his
possible.
vibe is, like they're up in the air, like observing the situation.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know, like Tom, like I'd be like, bro, I don't have time to be like watching this dude. Like
Yeah.
I guess if like I want to see what he tries to do with Ichi, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I got like a football game to catch. Like
Yeah,
fucking,
there was
I
so
gotta
much
order a pizza.
urgency at the start of the chapter, and then like for it to just suddenly be like, let's actually watch him for a bit, just seems like weird.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon.
Yeah,
But magic
Mm-hmm.
stuff, the
magic
Magic
stuff.
scars.
stuff.
He calls her girly. She don't like that.
Oh
I guess
no.
he don't know. He doesn't know about the legendary uber powerful, beautiful
Goat
Discars.
witch, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yep, that's that's some doo doo for boy. He climbed up out into the doo doo pile, but
Oh,
yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this chapter. You got anything else, Weeb?
No.
Nice.
I'm good.
All right, that's gonna do it for Ichi the Witch, chapter 24, 24th Hunt, Goku, Raku, and Male Witches. Now jumping into chapter 43 of Astro Royale. Come back. And honestly, I guess it was a better chapter.
Yeah.
We got some
Yeah.
answers. I didn't hate this chapter. We got a lot of answers to questions like why Tyra and what's his name, Shikaba, is
Something
that
like
his
that,
name?
yeah.
Come on, I
Yeah,
think.
Shikaba. Yeah, we
I just call
finally
him the
know.
immortal.
Yeah, Shikaba, Tendo. Yeah, so we finally know why these guys are dicks, and it's because Shikaba is actually related to the other fucking Yakuza boss dude, and like he was trained up and sent to basically go and fucking rise up the ranks and get adopted by the dude who's the current like over boss of the Yakuza, and then he
Which is
eventually.
Shibaru's dad, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The guy that adopted Hibaru and the other like 8 siblings also adopted Shikaba and Tyra. And then Shikaba poisons him, thinking that like he can, use this opportunity to, I guess, become boss and give leadership to his actual granddad or some shit. But
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, it's like, okay, we got some answers,
Yeah,
but
that was really good info.
it was good. It was good to
This
get, but
Tendo dude is a son of a bitch.
yeah, bro, he old as fuck, bro. Like, I feel like I'm looking at like our real life fucking politicians, where it's like, bro, get these 80-year-old niggas out of politics, dog. Like, I'm tired of the country being run by 900-year-old farts that are gonna die tomorrow, bro.
Right.
Like, like, your father is dead, and since I'm your grandfather, I'm your guardian now. Come live with me. And it's like, only if my bro can come too. And yeah, they grew up together. He looked out for him, and it's crazy because now flashing back to the current time, bro is like, you lost, you're done. Cut him. He's like trying to cut Tyra in half and shit. So
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
what the fuck? Like
yes,
now I need writing as to like what, because he seemed to be all about his bro like for his whole life. So
yeah.
then like what happened in this nigga's life to make the relationship with the brother go from we're in this together, from the cradle to the grave to, oh, you lost in the tournament, so let me slice you in half.
I
Um,
think I think it might be the grandfather's influence where you have to be like 100% all in on this, and like if
Tyra
since he
was
lost,
though.
no, I mean
So
like one of like
yeah.
cut all sense of weakness to really
I
be
think he's
like
talking about,
the
yeah,
head.
Shikaba. Yeah, he's saying
Oh,
Shikaba needs to be all in. Like, if your boy lost, you gotta like get rid of him type shit. Like he's not like
Cut the
beneficial to
fat,
the.
cut the weak link.
Yeah, he's not gonna help our
oh,
organization if he can't win a fucking match against this dude with a fucking punchy arm.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, look, I like with the little bit of like the backstory that we got. I like that we have a reason as to why Shikaba's doing all this and why he basically killed their adoptive father. I just and this will probably get elaborated on once Ubarro like faces him one more time towards the end of this arc, like after his next fight. Like the full reason as to why he did this, why he's doing this for his grandfather, 100%, like a bit more into showcasing their backstory and being raised by him to show how he's like fully like into like you know doing all this shit and like betraying the Yotsuragi family after being taken in, considering it was his mission, but like wanted to see a bit more of it. I'm glad we got a reason, but we definitely need like a bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Ken Wakui should have let Shikaba slice this nigga in half. Like
bruh.
not because I don't like Tyra, but I think that would just do a lot for like this, because like I'm remembering like a couple arcs ago or whatever when Shio's like homeboy got all of that like backstory and like writing and like connected with Hibaru in a certain way, and then Shio just blew a fucking hole in that nigga's chest and he died in front of everybody.
Yeah,
And
that was
like
crazy.
yeah, like that was like a major moment that like
Yeah, point
had
of no
it's
return.
yeah, it had a lot, it impacted like a lot of things like on a narrative and character level in that arc. and it had me like, oh shit, it's like I'm not like out for blood and just like want to see niggas die or whatever, but like it's either that or Hibaru is just going to like speed run all of the antagonists and turn them into allies in like one
Yeah,
chapter. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
like
It's like
he's like collecting like these Yakuza Pokemon right now. It's like
yeah.
and it's like okay, like
That
I
is
don't
the kind
know,
of world they live in, where like people do get murdered. So it's like it
right?
would have kind of like just made it feel more, not to say like you said, not out for blood, but like feels more realistic to see, a fucking character who's trying to show that he's part of this dirty, evil organization that yeah,
Yeah,
like we murder
it
motherfuckers.
sells the threat of the antagonistic force in this arc a lot better if you have them at least fucking boom somebody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and I'm thinking like you guys, you really do slice Tyra in half. We've gotten a couple sparse like flashbacks for Hibaru and Tyra's relationship leading up to this. If you really did slice them in half right here, and the rest of the chapter was dedicated to like Hibaru and like everybody else's reaction to Shikaba like outright murdering Tyra, you could like dedicate the next chapter to like a full blown flashback to give all of the rest of the context for Hibaru and Tyra's relationship before coming back to the present time, and it would just make that death hit like super hard and like kind of
Yeah.
update the tone of the story to like something a little bit more I don't know, just give it a little bit more gravitas, man, or something like that, because it just feels so campy right now.
Yeah, it's weightless. Like
Yeah.
don't really care. And I mean, yeah, like the backstory is good, but just I don't know, man. I feel like by the end of this, like Hibaru is gonna beat fucking Shikaba, and he's gonna like burst out into tears or whatever. And he's just gonna be like, "Thank you, man. Like deep down, I really didn't want to do any of that shit, but I couldn't like go against my actual family, and I just wanted some place to belong, even though dad, adopted us. But like, I just felt like I just wanted somebody to beat me and show me like the better. I feel
Yeah.
like he's just gonna have like a moment like that, and it's just gonna be like, it's all
That
good.
might be it though.
And
It would be.
especially
It
because,
would
like,
be.
at the end of the day, Tyra, like, deserves to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
God
Like, he
damn.
was really gonna fucking, like, murder that girl, no problem. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? And, like, who else has he murdered? Like, these are Yakuza at the end of the day. Like, trying to give them all, like, redemption arcs for the sake of, like, the narrative at hand when, like, outside of, like, what's going on in the actual story. Like, these niggas be fucking killing people
Yeah.
and trafficking children. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can justifiably murder these niggas and it's fine. Like,
Yeah, like,
It,
are they gonna
it
try to
would be.
redeem every one of them?
yeah, like, I'm
It would.
sorry, but no.
It would be. It would be interesting if there's like a chance of Shikaba like turning on his grandfather, but his grandfather manages to kill Tyra. It's like this is the consequences of even thinking of like going back on your promise, on your word. And he's got like no, he doesn't have his like connections and like fully lost his like any real genuine connection to somebody. I mean, yeah, he likes Hebrew, but it doesn't seem like it's anything like too more than just like basic admiration or just I just like fucking around with you. So maybe like getting rid of Tyro, getting rid of his connections, like you got nothing left. You just have me. You can There's no going back now. All
Yeah,
that
but I
shit.
mean, like
And like Shikaba,
Tendo killing Tyra would like 100% all be for Hibaru because Shikaba was already cool with murdering Tyra in this chapter. So that would literally just be for the sake of Hibaru then,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I
yeah,
guess so.
Like
yeah.
it wouldn't do
Like I'm
anything.
saying,
Like
you
it's not
could.
like Shikaba would be like, "Oh, you killed Tyra, Tendo, why?" Like the nigga was already
No,
trying to do
or
that. So
it could just be like it was my responsibility to cut off my own weakness. You didn't have to do that.
Hmm,
Or like you could kind of see that as an insult or whatever. But like I don't know. I'm just saying like a reason for Tyra to die would be like maybe
sure.
that
Yeah.
could be a reason for him to get killed off next. For
I
all
could
you know.
I could
Okay.
see him being kind of like a no one kills Kakarot but me type of deal too.
Oh,
Like that
sure.
was,
Yeah. Or
he
maybe
was
Shikaba dies this
my
arc.
brother. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody got to die, bro. Like
Hmm.
I don't think
But hey,
my memory is bad. Has anyone died in this damn tournament?
Yeah, it's just like
mm,
always so weird when you
no.
choose like, settings and
The
occupations
only
inside of these like fictional stories where it's like, okay, we're dealing with Yakuza here, but then like the Yakuza don't be doing like, Yakuza shit. Like, okay,
Yakuza
yes,
things.
yeah, like okay, like you're trafficking small children. That's some fucked up underworld shit. We know you're doing that. That adds like a darker tone to things. We know you're killing like random nameless characters like outside of, the cast of characters that we're kind of like dealing with in the story. but like it doesn't make sense for like the camp to extend to every single character of importance like
Yeah.
in the story
Yeah.
if you're going to choose to put this in, you know, a criminal underworld Yakuza story
Yeah,
or
and then like
Honestly,
the
we
Yakuza universe. Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, what would make like literally what would make this like an infinitely like more interesting arc is like even with everything going on with Ibaru, he just does not flip Shikaba, and Shikaba's like all in, fully believes what he's doing is for the best and what he wants, and like there's no turning back. Even with Tyra being like, "Go save him," but Shikaba's like, "No, this this is what I want to do. Point of no return. I can't go back, and this is something that I've been working to my whole life."
And I
So
also just think that it's important that you like make sure that it's known that even though Hibaru has like this ambition and this tenacity that he's like not a god and can't fucking save
yeah,
everybody in a world this ruthless, you know what I mean? Like I think that that's important
hmm
for his character. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you can't just
He's
fucking
already
you can't just cool guy MC it throughout the entire
yeah.
fucking story and save literally everybody just because you're Hibaru. Like I mean, you can save most people, sure, but like there's got to be some kind of collateral damage in a setting in a world like this. Like
yeah.
otherwise, you're
I
just
mean, we
not
already
going to
had that.
sell the theme all that
Yeah.
well. It's going to diminish
It would
the.
just we
Mhm.
already had the bug guy. That was a good start for Hibaru, and then we had like the 30 cop whatever. He was all right, but still like show he showed how some people can just like get warped and all that.
I feel
That's
like
Maybe that
too.
nigga's not even really dead still. Like I'm not
I
even
mean
like
who the cop.
I mean
yeah,
he fell in the water and it froze over. I'm pretty
freeze
sure
ray
he's
cop.
dead.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
pretty sure
maybe
he's
by
dead or
the
preserved.
I feel like by the end of this, maybe it might be revealed that Shikaba basically has like the same like end goal as like Hibaru. He's just going about it like the way of like I'm gonna like unite everybody, all the Yakuza families, and be like the good guy. But I'm gonna do it by and taking a bloody path. I'm gonna like fucking beat my way to the top and kill the current heads or whatever, and then everyone's gonna like fucking fear me and do what I say. But like everyone's gonna be like unified or whatever under me,
Yeah,
like
trying to do the
because
And
right
then he'll
thing the
be
wrong
king of the
way.
Yakuza.
yeah, right thing the wrong way, evil king, Yakuza type shit. But like,
Yeah.
he loves everybody, but just he wants to get to a point where he can be that, and he knows he has to kill people. And Tyra's just one of those guys who like, oops, you fucked up. You're not. You can't fit into my roadmap anymore, bro. It's over.
Yeah, like the needs of
Yeah.
the many outweigh the needs of the few type shit. Like you
Yeah,
gotta break a
hmm
few eggs to make an omelet type shit.
Yeah.
exactly.
All I
Yeah.
know is that within next chapter is probably gonna be Terasu's fight against new Mikey. So I hope actually see that we'll see that full fight and actually see why he's like gonna be like a tough cookie to crack.
Oh, is that the
Let
next
me
fight? Is
see.
Terasu versus
Yeah,
Godai?
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah. Because we were in the
Yeah.
semifinals.
Oh, so
Okay.
they're not
I'm
going to
pretty
show
sure.
like any other
Go
random
to
character fights,
Terrace.
like even a little bit. It's just going to be all main cast back to back. Because like they kind of
Yeah.
just like glossed over Godai's fight against a random
Yeah,
person and didn't show that at
yeah,
all. And then the next fight is main character versus Tyra, and then the next fight is Terasu again. It's like, aren't there other niggas in this
Yeah.
tournament that should be fighting
There
in between these?
there was
no,
only
I think we
8.
already finished all
Oh,
those.
okay.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
only
okay.
8. So Hibaru won his first one, and then Tyra won his, and then Tyra and Hibaru are facing off now, and then Terasu won his fight, and Godai won his, and so they're facing off next, and then the winner of that faces Hibaru. So yeah, it's about to be Tyra's about to lose to Godai, and then Godai versus Hibaru, and then the winner of that faces Shikaba. I kind of want fucking Hibaru to lose
Yeah,
so
me
we can
too.
see fucking
I need him to lose.
I want to see
I mean,
Koganek
again.
Godai versus Shikaba. Yeah.
Oh shit, that is. Hold on, man. Is Hibaru gonna be all right? Like I'm looking at page 18, and it's like this nigga's like fucking spilling blood out of what? Like, is that your jugular, my nigga?
Is that 18?
hmm
Is that the
Yeah, like
last one? Oh
yeah, that
yeah.
looks really fucking serious. Like, are you sure you're gonna be like
We'll
you
see.
can't just have blood pouring out from like your neck like that.
It's anime.
I
He
guess
tough guy, yeah.
he's
Tough guy
he's
Jones.
tough
He
guy
he
Jones in it.
he he's got his moments too. Like I said, every chapter, bro, he gotta fucking look at that whiteboard and be like, okay, gotta give him a good guy moment, gotta give him that fucking cool MC. I'll save Shikaba for you with the fire in his eyes, bloody body moment. So I mean, like I said, I feel like for the most part it was a good chapter. I still don't care for fucking Hachiku, the fucking black flame dragon dude, who's just Hibaru's like, thanks, Hachiku. And he's like, no problem, boss man. It's like, bro,
Yeah, it's like,
you
okay.
just
That
met this
needed more
nigga, bro.
fleshing
Yeah,
out.
the 180 is just like crazy. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy
It was
that
too
this
quick.
chapter gave us more to talk about than just like complaints.
Yeah.
Like we're actually like, getting into the narrative and like character stuff a lot more with a
I,
chapter like this, which is cool. I still
mhm.
think that it's suffering from a lot of the same issues that we've been complaining about, but like at least there was just like more meat to chew on in this
Yeah, like
chapter than there has been the last few weeks.
Yeah.
yeah, I do wish that like with how that last chapter ended, like I don't think they said that Hibaru won that. This chapter they said he won the fight. I was kind of hoping that that punch didn't end the fight right then and there. That we'd get one more clash alongside a flashback, and then things end the chapter.
But why
But
though? The fights are so fucking boring. It's just like withstand my
no, I mean
attack
like
until
try
you
and make it
punch
more.
me.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted it to be a bit more interesting, like not just one mega big serious punch and he's done. I know that's Hibaru's moveset, but it's been more like cooler in some of his other fights
Yeah,
that
like
we've had towards the
before
beginning.
Frieze Ray Comp arc, like the fights were a lot more interesting while they were like starting to figure out their powers and how to use them, like in combination with each other in these like free for all style like situations. But like 1v1, Ken Wakui just does not have a very like strategic approach to how these fights go. It's literally just
Yeah.
like,
No,
here's my
that's the
attack, here's your attack, which one's
That
going to be the
is
one that beats the other?
yeah.
We'll find
I
out
hope
when they connect. Like, okay.
I just I just hope that by the end of this arc he's like figures something out to make these fights more interesting. I really hope so because like the art's good in a lot of instances, but I'm like compared to that last fight with the Shio arc, because that was like some of the best he's done with his action sequences and paneling and shit.
Yeah, it needs
And
to
I
be
kind of
like
want
a
to see
free
that
for
again.
all setting, apparently. I think that's what like this tournament arc is kind of letting us know. It's like if you don't got something planned for 1v1 fights, to make
Yeah.
them interesting in a fucking tournament arc setting, then you're kind of saying that you just like do not operate well inside of 1v1 fights in
Hmm.
your,
yeah.
in your story, and you need there to be that like team dynamic in the action so that you can like combine moves in like really
Yeah.
cool ways and whatnot, and that's your bag, I guess. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah, maybe.
interesting thought that like, like they had like before this arc, they were talking about like, oh yeah, we never thought to do like combination attacks and team ups. And then like the next arc is jumping into a tournament where it's 1v1s. I feel like now that we, talking about it, there should have been another arc before this where they got the chance to like, fucking hey fucking Tyra, I mean not Tyra, but Terasu, fucking put a shield around your whole body and I'll punch you like a cannonball. There
yeah.
should have been an arc before this where we got a little bit more, to see the
Yeah.
characters do things other than like their standard attacks. Like Hibaru is just fucking, he's a Smash Bros character and he's just spamming forward smash over and over. Like he's not using his up B, he don't have a down B, he don't have a fucking side. Like he's just forward smashing the whole fight and like throwing jabs. It's like, bro, do you got any other moves? Like they could have showed us a little something else. And
Yeah,
then
give me a spinning back fist at least or something, my nigga. Like
yeah,
use the
Yeah.
fucking like use the jet propulsion aspect of your magnum blast to like do a 360 or some shit. Like
yeah, a clothesline or something, bro.
yeah,
Like
like let me
choke
get a
slam.
lariat. Yeah, like or just
Yeah.
choke a nigga out with the fucking energy around their neck or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Imagine that. Like he wrap his hands around somebody's neck and he just starts like pumping the pistol piston or whatever. There's just like
Yeah.
crazy surges. Like dude face just gets cooked or
I need to
something. Like
see a
he's
crazy fucking like full power uppercut that just like sends you into the stratosphere like Superman in that one Mortal Kombat game. What was that? What was that shit called?
infamous, I
Injustice.
think.
Injustice.
Injustice,
Yeah,
yeah.
Injustice, where he just like uppercuts you and it goes into like a cinematic cutscene where you're literally just like above the clouds. Like
Yeah.
I needed Baru to do something like that.
Yeah. Like I don't
This
want to say
over
that like
smash
I
is
can
fucked.
I don't want
Yeah.
to say that I can like write the story better, but I feel like if I had the writing chops and the art,
I would
fucking
have more
skills,
ideas than this.
bro, yeah, with like even with a basic ability such as punch hard, like I would have taken this to so many other places and done so much more, bro. Like I would have had Hibaru like punch the ground, break apart of the fucking the ring, and then punch it at somebody.
Like
Like I would have just had him doing all kinds of crazy shit.
yeah, let me give you an example of another series like Dead Rock. There was like towards the end of the arc, they're fighting like a really big, like a really large character, and they all basically team up in order to actually do something. Because the main character's like main thing is kind of like Hibaru to the for the most part, like super powerful punch or slash or whatever. But it's done in a way where it's like a lot very dynamic, and also in that one fight, they just literally like teamed up to actually land a blow on him. Like they all work together for it.
Yeah, Hibaru is literally just spamming the same move, and it's like
Yeah.
he don't even know. Like he never pushed start and saw the combo like screen. It's like, yeah, you got other moves, bro. He's just like, nah, I'm gonna just keep pistol punching, bro. It's like, bro, please
Yeah.
do something else. Choke slam, clothesline, fucking elbow drop, something, bro. Like do another move, dog.
Yeah, it's just been kind of it's just been kind of disappointing for the most part, but I don't know. Hopefully it shapes up once we reach the final fight of this arc. Hopefully Wakui just locks in for this last fight for this tournament, so it's at least like entertaining.
Yeah,
Nigga should have locked
hopefully.
in chapters ago, bro.
I, yeah,
I
but like
don't even
who
know if
knows?
like a
Maybe he's
lock
still
in
trying to
after all
figure his shit
this.
out for all we know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Locking in this late
Yeah.
in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see, I guess. But I'm just
We
happy, like I
gon'
said,
see.
that this chapter gave us a little bit more to talk
Yeah,
about
me too.
than what we because I was starting to feel bad that all I was
Yeah.
doing was talking shit about this
Yeah.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
still got
kinda-
shit to say.
Oh, fantastic! Let's go.
No, I just mean I can still talk shit. I
Oh,
can be here all day.
But then
yeah.
we'd just be rambling on and on.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I did think it was funny that you know, I ain't gonna go on, but I did think it was funny that Shikaba gets down there. Like he punches Tyra out of the fucking ring. He's laying there. Looks like he's like out cold. And then Shikaba pulls up and he's like, "Get up, Tyra." Bro just stands right up. I was like, "Is he even hurt?" Like,
Yeah, like
nigga
wait
just-
a minute.
He's like,
it's like,
my
did you throw
my
the
best-
fight?
My best friend brother told me to get up. Fuck the pain. Fuck the internal bleeding.
Like, let me
I'm
stand
getting
up and
like
get
the
cut in
good boy
half
I
real
am.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just accept it. Yeah, but-
Yeah, I mean, look, this shit happens a lot in different series where they're injured, but they'll just get back up when they're told to. It's stupid, but I don't know.
yeah.
I still find it. This one was definitely like the dumbest, at least for me.
Yeah, but hopefully next chapter we'll do something good and we'll get finally we gotta see Godai fight, bro. They better not like if dude fucking if they skip the fight and say fucking Godai just beat Terasi without showing it, probably
I-
gonna have to do the episode without me, bro.
I need him
Wait,
to
say
just
that again?
shatter.
I said if the next chapter they just say that Godai beat Terasi without showing the fight and they just skip, probably gonna have to do the next
We're not
episode
gonna do
without me,
that,
bro,
but-
because I'm gonna
Nah,
lose
for
my
real,
shit.
bro.
Yeah.
They're not if it's Terrace, they can't
I need-
do that, bro. If they do that,
I
we're
need-
just fucking dropping this garbage, bro. Seriously, let's fucking get something else in
Okay,
there.
you know what? You know what? Make it like showcase his threat. Have him like literally shatter Terra's shoes like shield at its max.
Bro.
Show that his defense is like nothing to his offense when he's actually trying.
Oh yeah, like show
That's-
the upper limit of
Yeah,
like
'cause,
what
like,
the
up until
shield
this
can
point-
do.
Yeah,
You need
because
to
like one to show like that there's a limit to how much Terra's shield can like withstand, and two because I don't think we've seen it shattered yet in this series. So
Need
I
to go-
think
need
that'd
to-
be it.
And that will happen eventually, you'd assume. But
Yeah.
like, I want to say that like characters that are super strong have run into that shield and been like, okay, there's something else going on here than just like durability.
I feel like you need to go
Oh, what
bigger
if he
than that.
cancels? What if he cancels? What if his power cancels other shit out?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it seems like there's like a property to it that like, you know, it's like Captain America's shield, where it's not just about toughness. There's also some kind of like, you know, energy absorption or redirection or dispersal like property to it that's like no matter how strong you are, like you just can't get past this thing. You know, unless you're Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet on and you just like spinning back fist that shit into crumbs. But
I want the fight to go further than that, and I want this nigga to hospitalize Tarasu, bro. Take him out of the fucking game. Get him out of here. Like, show how dangerous this dude is for real. Like, beat Tarasu into the fucking earth. Like, fucking hole in the ring. They gotta like pull him off of him, and like all this shit. And then like you got this situation where Hibaru is like, bro, like I gotta fight this guy. He's like stressed because of both sides of like, you know, if I win. You know, this is gonna be a tough fight. If I win, I gotta fight my brother, and that's already a stressful situation. But like, this dude might kill the fuck out of me, and like, you know, he already beat the shit out of my other brother. Like, you know, there
Yeah,
to be stress.
they got to do a
You
better
know,
job of selling the threats of these antagonists, especially if you're going to have the entire Yakuza underworld like present for this arc as like
yeah,
an
yeah.
antagonistic force. It's like you need to really do something with the tone that like sells like how dangerous these people are supposed to be,
Yeah,
and they
because like
just haven't done a
everyone's
good job
here.
of that so far. Yeah,
Yeah, they're showing like this is like imagine you watching like a Yu Yu Hakusho tournament in the dark in the fucking underworld or whatever, and it's like everyone's winning by ring out. Like, no, rip his head off, bro. Like
yeah,
we're evil demons, bro. What are you doing, bro? We
yeah,
we sell children and fucking kill old ladies. What do you mean you knocked him out of the ring, bro? It his off with his head, bro.
yeah. Like we're
Cut
supposed to
your stomach.
be scared of these people to a certain degree, and it's like
Yeah,
if these niggas are you're gonna have the entire Yakuza Association here and like never make them scary to the audience, then like what? Like the only character we're ever supposed to be scared of is Shio? Like okay,
yeah. Scariest thing that we've seen is Get Man. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that's the most like abnormal thing here. Yeah, nobody's fucking like drinking the blood of their enemies or anything. It's just normal tournament, just martial arts with fucking big punch. But rambling now, so yeah, I'm
yeah.
I'm done with this chapter. You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
What about you, Knox?
Oh, I'm super good.
That's gonna do it for Astro Royale, chapter 43. I know some of y'all in the comments. There's a couple people that be pulling up for Astro, and y'all be shooting for Astro in the gym. And I respect the dedication, but it ain't doing it, baby. That's it for chapter 43. Come back, holla. Now jumping into our final segment of the night, Kagurabachi, chapter 70, EI, White Purity Style. Continuation from last chapter, obviously. And it's another banger. We pull up and last chapter ended with Iori awakening is her father's daughter doing the white purity, but we get back to the fight with the two boys downstairs and a bit of a history lesson. We learn about EI and how that shit is done. I never knew, like I never ever thought about like how the blade was positioned. I always just assumed they position it like with the sharp side towards their enemy and just kind of slash, but like
Yeah.
twisting the blade, that's crazy.
That's unique to like this iteration of EI for Kagurabachi, though. It looks like I don't think this is a thing like in actual EI though or Bato Jutsu.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong on that. I'm not like an expert on this subject or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're saying here because they're like even making a big deal where it's like, why would you add extra steps like that? Like what? And I'm even still confused. Like, what is it about the regripping part? What is it about that part that makes this so effective?
Yeah.
Because like
Oh no.
it honestly literally just seems like an extra step. I think we're maybe still waiting for the explanation as to why the regripping part is so important and what
I think
and why it makes it so much better. But like after all of the writing that got, dude was just like none of the guys who laughed at me lasted because I cut them down. And it's like okay, clearly, like you have the reasoning for why the regripping aspect of the technique is so important because like otherwise it like is so counterintuitive to all of the writing, leading up to that in the chapter where it's like, yeah, this is common sense and here's why. But
Yeah.
I do it this way instead and it's better. And they didn't think so. And it's just like, like is there going to be more writing for that later or are we already supposed to know why it's
Yeah.
effective in this chapter, in which case like is it just like directly because like they even make like a point to reference like Hirohiko's fighting style like right after where Chihiro's like, this guy can regrip the sword freely without losing any force. And it's like, okay, but that's like effective for Hirohiko's fighting style because he's like tossing the sword behind his back and like making it hard for you to see where the sword even is in the first place. So the regripping makes a lot more sense in Hirohiko's fighting style than I feel like it does in the EI White Purity style.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing something though. I don't know.
I do feel
I
like
think
it's go ahead, go ahead.
I think with the way it's like gripped and you flip the sword, it's meant to add like extra momentum, but also primarily to like keep your to like as a way to like practice keeping their their spirit power like at the exact same amount that it's supposed to be in, in order to like deal a decisive blow, because the way it's like done with regular EI with with their energy is meant so that you can maintain your form and energy as you draw the blade for the quick draw. But this form of like EI is primarily to like help with the speed to like
Right. So like one,
jab,
I guess
kind of
like
jab.
how does the regripping part help with momentum? I guess is my question then, if that's the case, because you said it's either tied to that or it's tied to because it's like if you look at the explanation, you know,
I think it's meant to be. I think it's meant to be like more unpredictable, while also practicing to keep your energy like the amount that it's supposed to be during regular EI, because the movement is supposed to, excuse me,
what's
the movement.
unpredictable about like switching the grip though?
Yeah, because now,
Like are you supposed to unsheath?
I think it's meant to be a bit
You're
more
already moving at
unpredictable.
lightning speed. So like you're
yeah,
already moving at insanely high speed. So is the unpredictable part supposed to be I unsheath my sword and you see that the blade is facing me and go, I wonder why the sword is facing him instead of me. And then he switches it and it's like, oh, okay, it's facing me now. Like, is that the unpredictable nature of it? Because that just
yeah, because
seems
like
so like random and like
when you
silly to me.
say when you say unpredictable, it's like, okay, a guy pulls out a gun and you're like, oh shit, he's gonna shoot me, and then he flips the gun upside down. And you're like, oh, never mind. It's like,
Yeah,
psych, bitch, I actually meant to shoot you upside down. Like it's more effective this way. Like the gun is still gonna murder. Like when somebody
yeah,
pulls a sword out on you, you're not expecting them to not, try and murder you. So it's like
yeah.
it's just weird. I
I
only
genuinely have
I'm
no
sure someone
idea
will
like
point out.
what makes the regripping part so important here.
the thing
I'm
that
sure
I
someone will
think
explain it to us in the comments.
the
Sure.
thing that I'm thinking is maybe when they channel the energy into the sword and then they release it, like it gives off sort of like a jet burst type of deal, and like it only comes from the back of the blade. So maybe they have to
Oh,
like turn it and then it like jets
Oh, that
propel
might be
them
it.
in that way or something. That's the only thing I can think of, but like they didn't
but
say
that
anything
writing's not
about.
here for that here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It might have they might have said something along the lines of that when they first talked about him learning the EI back when he was fighting like Kuguri or something, but that's like 6 chapters ago. I'd have to look. But yeah, I'm
yeah.
definitely confused on like what the point of this grip thing is, because it's just it makes sense to just turn the sword toward the dude, like why do that extra step? This is definitely some manga universe like making a simple thing complex for the just for the sake of it, like
I
for
think
the
that there
power
is an
system.
explanation there. I think we just don't have it yet because like there's a specific reason why I'm sure Hokazono, you know, had the writing leading up to the original like developer of the EIY purity style, like saying like, yeah, I know it doesn't make sense, but it didn't matter because everyone got cut down anyway. Like that nigga knows something that we don't, and the information is just being withheld right now for some reason.
Yeah.
Because like literally all of the writing leading up to that point is dedicated to saying like this actually is counterproductive and doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? According to how EI sword fighting is normally done. You know what I mean? Like there's 100 all of the logic is on the side of just having the blade face the enemy in the first place. Like
Yeah.
all of the writing is dedicated to why that's common sense. And then he's just like, "Yeah, but I do it this way and no one gets to fucking laugh at me because they all die." And it's like, "Oh, okay, well, let me know like what you know that we don't then at some point, please, Hokazono,
Yeah,
cuz
because Chihiro's like racking his brain over it, like, man, I can't get this twist right, and it's like, bro, why do you got a twist though? Like,
yeah. Like why do you have to do that?"
it's like you could just unsheath the bitch and murder. Like, what's
Yeah.
good, bro?
Yeah.
I think
Anyway,
it's definitely. I feel like it's definitely some sort of jet propulsion to it or something. But yeah, I do love that fucking that shot where he's like got the sword in his right arm and he like tosses it behind his back to his other hand,
yeah, and you
catches
see
it,
the motion
swing.
lines on his pinky and
Yeah,
index finger
Yeah.
implying the toss, and
beautiful.
it's like, and then well, yeah, the
Super
reaction
cool.
of
That was a
Chihiro
very
noticing
cool
it.
fucking
Yeah,
shot, bro.
so
And that's some
gas.
shit I need to see in anime. Like,
Yeah.
and like you
Yeah.
see Chihiro's eyes follow it, bro. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, and it's
This guy
tight
can he
because
grip.
like he tosses it out of the right hand behind his back, catches it with the left hand, and then tosses it back into the right hand for the
Yeah,
slash. And it's just like, oh, okay, like this is extremely disorienting when delivered in this kind of like frame by frame way.
yeah, because it's like you see somebody chuck their sword. It's like, is it? Did he like fling it behind his back towards me? Like, is it a projectile now? No, it's
Yeah.
okay. It's in his other hand. Like, okay, I was prepared to guard, a slash from that hand. Or also like it's like he slashed, and instead of like you know, like this was a slash, and then instead of like bringing it back forward towards Chihiro, he just continues carrying the momentum behind his back with the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So
that's it's, it's like a
so he
it's like a
slashes
circle.
with the so he slashes with the right hand, follows through, until the arm is like kind of behind his back. Then at like the peak of that axis or whatever, he lets go of the sword to toss it to the
Yeah,
left hand, catches it, and you think he's going to follow through with the sword in the left hand, but then nope, suddenly he tosses it back into the right hand to lead into the next attack. And it's like, okay, this thing done switch positions like 3 times on its way back to me, and it's like, holy fuck, this is trippy.
yeah, bro is
Yeah.
a fucking freak of nature with this fighting shit, and it's just like, bro is trying. He's got a sword, like he's got an enchanted sword, the Kami-Yuri. It's like, bro, we cannot let this motherfucker put his hands on that thing because he's
Hmm.
he's this nasty with regular blades. Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Kameyuri Hirohiko is gonna be fucking insane.
yeah. So
There was a translation situation with this chapter I saw people
Oh yeah.
talking about online
yeah,
earlier,
that's
because
what I was gonna pull up earlier.
when it goes into Hirohiko and the like superimposed narration for why he's such a genius basically, and why this fighting style is so dangerous, with like all of these like life factors involved leading up to him. For Hirohiko, it's like a wild animal. Hirohiko killed a man for the first time at the tender age of 3. He bit to death a full-grown man who was assaulting him. Fighting is his way of life. Using spirit energy is like breathing for him, yada yada. Apparently that this it was censored, because originally it said he bit to death a full-grown man who was sexually assaulting him, which is like a
Oh damn.
pretty, there was like a big conversation about like why that was not a good idea to kind of like censor that or whatever, because it does a lot more for Hirohiko's character to know that
Yeah,
he was in situations like that at a really young age. Sells like a lot more of like, how shitty the Kagurabachi underworld is, what kind of people you can see, and in this world, and like
what type of things?
what kind of things
You know,
he's experienced on like a trauma level that led him to be the kind of person that he is. And like that's all fine and dandy. If this was like some kind of people were like getting mad at like the translator, for the decision, and some people were saying, well, maybe it was a Viz decision and not the translator's decision specifically. So there was just a lot of discourse surrounding that I had noticed online earlier today.
maybe they like. I feel like if they didn't want to put sexually, they could have put like assaulting in quotation marks or something to like imply it, so you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
like, yeah, knowing that he was like being sexually assaulted and bit the dude to death, that like tells a lot about his character, and like just it paints a better picture so that you kind of understand like why this dude is the fucking the way he is now, like why he's so like sick in the head
ruthless.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, ruthless and willing to kill anybody,
And
and
it's like, why not just
just
put like a trigger warning at the front of the chapter then?
yeah, true. Yeah, because like it's not. Yeah, it's like other manga do it. Like we get like every time I open up Yatara on the fucking Manga Plus app, it hits me with a fucking trigger warning, like fucking themes of stuff in this, and I gotta like X off before I can read this fucking chapter. It's like, why couldn't they have just done that for this? I guess they like don't want the weekly Shonen Jump manga to have like censored chapters or whatever. I don't know. I feel like they could have done it, and it just would have done a lot more for his character to have people know. Because this is one of those weird things where it's like some people are gonna know and some people aren't,
Hmm.
and it affects like
Now that you
conversations and stuff.
know like what the original writing was, then like revisiting the censored version, it's easy to say like, oh, well, you could make that assumption. But like, I don't know if it's that easy without knowing what the original dialogue was.
Yeah, no, because I mean,
Yeah.
without that, I just was like, oh yeah, he's just a sick, fucking son of a bitch that has fun killing people. But knowing that he was affected traumatically like that does a lot. Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he could have been a normal person.
Yeah. Because like it makes sense to, I don't know, I guess kill a motherfucker that's trying to attack you or whatever in a world like
Yeah,
this. But like sexual assault is like adds like a crazy new layer to it.
yeah,
Yeah. But I mean,
yeah, for sure.
it
Yeah.
is what it is. At least we know, you know what I mean? At least like
Yeah.
that information is out there for us to find if we're really, in locked in like that, I guess. But it's just like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to say I feel bad for people who like don't get that information of what the original dialogue was, but I definitely think that it is pretty important for Hirohiko's character to know that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would agree with that. But I mean, moving a little
yeah,
further
yeah,
along, so we see that Hirohiko also just fucking just to spit in the face a little more. He's like this, bro. He copies the fucking EI style and it fucking does it. That's not perfect, but he's just on the fly, mid air, upside down. Is like I can do that move too. And he zips
yeah,
down and fucking clashes with fucking Chihiro, knocks him on the ground. Like bro, Chihiro falls over and he's like, not interesting. It's kind of tough, but guess I gotta go kill that girl. I get out of here. And he just bounces. Like, bro, you did the move I was trying to do, and then you just leave, bro.
yeah. That's like
Yeah,
very, very disrespectful.
Yeah, it's like,
you gotta love it.
yeah. And then they're both in the elevator, and they're both having different thoughts about this. Like this EI shit. Chihiro's like, don't panic. We live different lives. I have my way. Visualize the method of the regrip, and then fucking Hirohiko's thinking like it's like a magic trick. It only works the first time you use it and shit. Things would have been easy if I could have just taken out an arm. So I'm guessing he's thinking about like taking out one of Shahiro's arms or something. I get the
Oh,
gist to
he's
kill
talking
this
about
guy.
his own fighting style. Okay.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
So
I
yeah.
those
like
are
I like how they split the panels for each side. It's just them thinking.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, and then elevator opens up. So I did see about this clash here. Sufferance on Twitter, he tweeted about it. If you go to um
Page 14.
if is it 14? Yeah, where the elevator is opening, you can
Mm-hmm.
see that like it looks like
Hirohiko is farther out of the door than Chihiro, which implies that he was moving faster with the EI white purity style than Chihiro
yeah.
at the first step. Yeah.
And then on 17, like they're in front of Chihiro's elevator, so he like got more distance. Like Chihiro traveled like 80% of the way. I mean, Hirohiko traveled like 80% of the distance, and Chihiro only made it like 20%. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
he surpassed him in this shit with speed. But there's also like maybe the elevator because like he did get in the elevator first. So it's
Sure.
like maybe he just happened to get there first, but it seems like the elevator doors are opening up like at the same time. So it's like,
Yeah.
did he get there first? It's hard to tell, really.
It does, like, I mean, like if you look on page 13, like the doors are opened at the same, like it's like the same amount of open on both doors.
Yeah, it looks like it.
In like the
Yeah,
first the first person like view in that middle panel. Um or I don't even know if that's first person, second person, I don't fucking
Third
know.
person,
third
Yeah,
third
person.
third
person.
person, yeah, because that is hair, I guess, right?
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. So it's like above the camera's like above Chihiro's head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So um yeah, the doors are like the same amount of open. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, those doors open at the exact same time.
And then they get up there and just Iori's just like chopping dudes' fingers off and shit, and like I
Yeah,
still
and we
don't
were talking
really.
we were talking about this situation in the last review
Yeah,
about how effective Iori was kind of going to be with her swordsmanship in this situation. And you know, the narration here is like a precision, or her sword technique isn't directed to kill. Like a precision machine, she simply trims away the hostility directed her way. So it's more of like a, it's not her like literally like ruthlessly cutting down people with maximum like efficiency and damage output. It's more of like a defensive situation to get her out of her and her homeboy out of harm's way. So it's not
Yeah.
like, it doesn't feel as weird as if she was just like stealing the fucking spotlight and taking over the arc and like killing everybody that matters. Like it's literally just to kind of like keep herself and her friend from dying is the level of competency that we're seeing from her.
yeah.
Uh
It's more defensive.
yeah, it's like more
Yeah.
on the defensive side, and I think that I had brought up like, like what her swordsmanship would look like in the coming chapters to make it feel not as weird that her awakening kind of um seemed to have come out of nowhere. But then also, we got the hard confirmation that like these are the memories of her original power that the seal made her forget. So she did experience training, before the seal happened. And now
Yeah,
that the seal has
Yeah.
been broken, she's like, oh yeah, I can do this. But she's still not like, on the level of like a Chihiro or a Hirohiko or a Kaguri. Clearly, I think,
yeah.
is kind of like what it's saying here. But like it's just enough to get her out of this sticky situation, which is fine.
Yeah, I feel like she might have just been taught like self-defense, like how
Right.
to defend herself, but not like how to murder somebody. So she would be able to handle herself and get out of a situation, but she's not like winning the 1v1s or whatever. But like,
And she's not like ever the aggressor.
yeah.
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 It's still just I don't know. I still don't feel like super locked in. I gotta give it a couple more chapters and see what else comes from this. Cause like even after the like while she's doing this, her eyes are closed, and then the last page, her eyes like open, and then they get like wide at the end, and then she knows everything. It's like okay, is she aware? Like, or is this like a Zenetsu situation where Zenetsu is
She might
asleep
be
and
aware.
secretly raw as fuck? Yeah, maybe she's aware, but like I don't know. Just you're not blind. Why are you doing this with your eyes closed? So just
Maybe it's
weird.
Remember
how her dad taught her.
yeah, we were talking about how Samura might have trained her, and we like made references to like the movie Bloodsport. I'm pretty sure Jean-Claude Van Damme has like a training, montage in that movie where he like purposely blindfolds himself. And I feel like you see that in training arcs like in a lot of different things, you know what I mean, where they like purposely take your eyesight away so that you can learn to rely on, other senses in combat in
Yeah.
case someone's got like pocket sand or some shit. You know what I mean? Or in case like, they got like some acid spit in your eye, like if you're fighting fucking reptile in Mortal Kombat or some shit and you like, you get blinded in some kind of way and can still be effective. And that just makes a lot of sense for Samura, a blind swordsman, to be like, step into my world for this training, so you can kind of, have a closer idea as to what it's like for me to fight. Since like it only makes sense for him to train, a not blind person by taking their eyesight away. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, and like I still don't understand like the difference here, like how I guess like with Chihiro's eyes being the way they are, he was able to kind of like Sharingan and see like what she was doing, and like he just needed another example. Like he's been trying to do the thing, but like when Samura was still a good guy, he never like felt the need to learn, this EI white purity. But ever since like all the shit that's happened, he's like, I need to learn this move, but he hasn't had like a master like do it in front of him. He's just been trying to do it, and then he's been fighting Hirohiko, and Hirohiko did it, but like Hirohiko's also not a master. So like when he hits the roof and he sees Iori, his like eyes like notice like, oh shit, so it's like this, like, and then he fucking figures it out in that last second. That's how he was able to like overpower Hirohiko, because Hirohiko's faster here. Hirohiko comes the further distance, but Chihiro
Yeah.
still fucking splits his chest and blade open and has him looking fucking stupid. So I
Maybe
feel
that
like
was the
Probably,
his
regrip.
yeah,
yeah.
probably like the best way to do the regrip, like manage to like pull out, twist to stab.
Yeah, still
I
it's
still
just
don't understand why the regrip is
yeah.
so
I
important, but
Yeah, I'm like looking at the
we'll
fingers,
see.
like I'm looking at like the fingers. I'm like, is it the pinky? Do they gotta extend the pinky? But I don't think Samura ever did that. And like
yeah, because Hirohiko
Chihiro,
specifically is pointing the index finger
yeah.
at
Yeah.
Chihiro when he's loading up the EI White Purity style, and I want to say that up until this moment, um, Chihiro had also been pointing the index finger when using
Yeah.
EI White Purity style. So
Yeah, you can see it on the elevator page. They're both pointing at each other, kind of. Well, they're
yeah,
he's like
yeah, yeah.
pointing to the side of him or
Right, right,
whatever.
right. Yeah, so
But yeah, he's pointing at
maybe
index.
it's something about the pinky extended grip that makes the regripping easier.
Maybe it's like
Maybe.
kind of like how Hirohiko's like lightly passing the blade behind his back. It's kind of like a light pass in his hand, like he's just chucking it and spinning it around. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah,
We
because
gotta
like
see it.
well, now what I'm thinking about is that like, okay, if the regrip is so important, I still think that we need the writing for why the regrip is important. But since we know that it is, um I'm thinking of like finger strength, right? So if your strongest fingers are your thumb, your index, and your middle, probably in that order, right?
Yeah,
So if you're holding the sword and your index finger is extended, then that means that the regripping is going to like, come from the thumb, the middle finger, the ring finger, and like maybe the pinky for like the twisting motion. And, if you have the pinky extended, then that means that your index finger is now free to grip the hilt of the sword, which would make the flicking, twisting motion, of the regrip like that much more controlled and you have stronger fingers to do it with. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because now the pinky isn't involved, whereas before the index finger wasn't involved, and that's a huge difference in finger strength.
Somebody in the comments gonna be like, "These niggas power scaling fingers, bro." Somebody about to hit us with the most simple explanation. Like y'all niggas doing all that math and science for nothing, bro.
All right, fine. Let me know. Let me know. Comment section. Like, what's today's mathematics,
Yeah,
or whatever
let
Drewski
us know,
said.
man. Bruh, yeah, because this shit is crazy. Something I just remembered. I tweeted. I want to say like Tuesday or something, a couple days ago, and I was like, it's gonna be real crazy when like Iori grabs like a fucking enchanted blade and uses it, and Samura fucking instantly teleports here and just fucking link up, B cuts her in half, not realizing it's his daughter. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
somebody
like
did
what if,
say that. I was like, yeah.
bruh, like somebody was like, do you think, I think, well, I tweeted that, but then I think it was like Kevin was like, do you think the seal works both ways? And I didn't think about that. So like, do you think that the seal weakening for her is also causing it to weaken for Samura? Like, does he now, now that she has all of her memories back, does he have his memories of her too? Or is it just she's sealed and he's sealed separately type of thing? Like, do
Oh
you think he
yeah.
knows?
I feel like it would not be smart to like have one seal connect both of them. I
Yeah.
feel like it just makes more sense to seal them both individually.
Yeah, because like, like if he doesn't want his daughter to know, but like something forced him to remember, like he wouldn't want his daughter to also know, like while she's on the other side of the world, like somebody forces his memories back, and it's like, shit, my daughter just got her memories back too. Like I didn't want her to know. Like he wouldn't want her to know even if he remembered, type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like, it'd be crazy if he just fucking teleported here and cut her in half, not realizing it was his daughter because like he sensed that somebody like unsheathed an enchanted blade. Just like, boom, your daughter's dead thanks to you.
Yo.
Be
Mhm.
fucking wild.
Yeah, that would be.
But
But
yeah,
yeah.
man. What Hirohiko's not dead. Like
No
No,
way.
he's not. No way.
You
No
don't
way in
kill him
hell.
before he like properly uses Kami Yuri. Like why even show him getting it?
yeah,
Just for him to
he's
pull it out and like manifest the crazy I don't even know what that was. It was like a geisha stand or something. It was like some kind of like woman with like some birds flying around her or something that came out of the sword, wasn't it?
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
we
yeah,
still have two Hishaku members from the start of this arc still at the hotel. So
yeah. Toto
what's her
and
name?
Kaguri.
Toto's probably gonna like teleport Hikaru back to the main base so he can get healed up, while those two try and clean up this mess.
Yeah, I could, because like at this point, like Hirohiko isn't an immediate threat, but if there's still goons on the roof, Chihiro would probably try and like take them out to protect Iori. So I could definitely see Toto pulling up and be like, "Oh shit," smacking Hirohiko and then teleporting them out of there or something, or like Kaguri
Yeah.
pulling up and like distract, like Kaguri pulls up and it like takes the attention off of Hirohiko, so like you can't finish him off. And Kaguri's like, "Bro, I've been
Oh,
waiting to fight you, bro."
I would love it if he's like, yeah, yes, Chihiro, this is what I wanted. This is the the sword ship I've been wanting to see.
Hmm.
Yeah, big horny
Big
swordsman
Oh
shit.
yeah,
sword nerd.
Kuguri definitely saw all of this shit, didn't he?
Well, I
Yeah,
think it
100%. I'm pretty
is
He's
sure.
in the
he.
scene, isn't
I
he?
think so.
He's fighting
I
like the
know he
Masumi and shit.
was.
He's like linked
Yeah,
up with Ro, like right around the corner.
yeah. I wonder if they're on the same floor though. I feel like they should be, but I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see
I
next
think they
chapter.
are. Yeah, we'll see next chapter. But yeah, this is another good chapter. I'm still just I just need a few more chapters to see how I really feel about this Iori situation. And I mean, we're like I'm still like I'm on the fence because like I don't know if I like it, but if I like it, I want her to be on the team. So it's like
Me
a
too.
weird situation. But yeah, cool stuff. And got to see what the rest of these characters are up to. We got some weird lore on EI in universe, and we got to get some more explanations on that. Unless somebody can give us the mathematics in the comment section, but but I think I'm squeezed out. What about you, Knox?
Yeah, I'm good. Great chapter though, yeah.
We
I'm tapped out.
All right, that's gonna do it for Kagurabachi, chapter 70, EI, White Purity Style. Now, before we wrap up, let's jump into each of our favorite chapter of the week. For me, I'ma just go ahead and say it. My favorite, I think, this week was Shangri-La Frontier. The end of that chapter was extremely hype. Everything was good this week, but I feel like personally, nothing had me jumping out my seat, fucking smacking my thing on the table and fucking crying and just going crazy, banging on the walls and all that stuff like that. That those last like 3 or 4 pages of Shangri-La Frontier, there was some bangers, but like
Yeah,
the
Shangri-La
implications,
Frontier was
baby.
huge, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it was just such an important chapter with like a really hype ending.
Yeah, like if you guys are listening and are not reading Shangri-La Frontier, Rick said, fucking get on it, bro. Like, stop wasting your life, man. You read Shangri-La Frontier, that shit gonna give you whiter teeth, clearer skin, healthier hair, bigger muscles, longer more money,
Longer
fucking
what?
stronger bones, all that good stuff, bro. It's gonna have you looking right, bro.
It's
Same with
gonna
Ranger
put
Rita.
3 inches on your meat too, so get
Yeah,
on there.
so you can be a 3 incher. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's mine. What about you, Knox?
It's really hard not to say Kagurabachi this week. So I'm going to. Kagurabachi for me.
No doubt.
Besides like not knowing why the regrip matters so much, like like that's like high key like pissing me off, but like obviously it's something that I feel like we'll know for sure at some point, hopefully. But besides that, like everything about it was just like so hype and amazing and well done and well like the composition, like the writing, the outcome, like everything was just working like so well together to create like an extremely cinematic and satisfying chapter.
Right. Okay. Weep, what was your chapter of the week?
Mm, this was also a tough week for me too, but I think I'm gonna go with Gachiakuta. I love the gags. I love the bit of extra of additions to like the power system of the world, and also just seeing what's up with Korvik and the overall like mystery of what's going on right now. It poses a lot of questions that I really just want to dig into the sooner I can. So I'm going with Gachiakuta for this one.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
That's our chapters of the week. All right. And before we get up out of here, I'm gonna read some of these here comments that y'all left behind. A shout out to Tiberius, who says, "Shout out to Shimura and yo Yato, you gotta watch Haikyuu season 4 so you can jump to the movie. That movie is amazing. I will get to it at some point. I'll probably just read it honestly, but I might
Oh,
go through and watch the anime. But oh, we got something to say about Haikyuu?
yeah, like today we just got announced that it's no longer like final movies. We're getting like a mini anime and another movie.
Oh, well shit, that might put
Hey.
a fire. That might put a fire somewhere. But yeah, that shit's funny as hell. I love the Shimura, and I'm mad that like none of us said that. I wonder if that's
Yeah,
like a thing in
Shimura
the
is so
face.
good.
Bro, like is that a thing in the fan base? I need to know like if the fucking Kagura nerds are calling Iori Shimura, because that's a fucking good one. So let's see. Jacked AMV. I think the 19-page limit is also the reason authors like Wakui failed to expand on things more. Tokyo Revengers had chapters with 20 pages, 16 pages, 24, etc., etc., etc. Most likely because Kodansha allows it, but Shueisha has a specific limit and outsiders are clearly struggling with it. By the way, you guys gonna review Embers? Um, so we've mentioned like sports ball stuff a couple of times. I don't think any of us are super into sports. We would probably consider reviewing a sports ball series if it really lined up with all of us, like we really fucked with it heavy. But right now, for me, I would say no, but who knows? Yeah, with Wakui, you could be cooking. I'll let them say some shit too. I ain't gonna take the hog the mic, but as far as Embers though, there's another new series that started. I want to say today in Jump Plus. Today is in Sunday, and it's a another soccer manga. And it follows a cute girl who's wanting to play soccer or whatever, and she's got like fucking top knots on her. She's got like knots in her hair, like hair knots, and they're the shape of soccer balls. And I thought that was really cool. So go
Mm.
check that out. It's looking more like a blue box competitor, not like something super serious, but I think the soccer will be more serious. So I think it'll focus a bit on sports, but also there's going to be romance there. I'm hoping that it sticks around because fuck Blue Box. Anyway, how y'all feel?
Oh, funny.
uh,
Eh, I'm having
I
fun. I'm
mean,
having fun with it. Nothing too special, but I'm having fun with it.
Wait, are you
See
talking
where
about
it
Blue
goes.
Box?
But both.
Well, okay. So we're talking about the comment, the guy he mentioned with Kui and page limit, and also like if we're gonna review Embers. I kind of rambled, so it's easy to
Yeah,
forget the comment.
yeah. No, like for me, Embers. I'm enjoying Embers. It's nothing. I don't think it's anything too special, but I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
yeah. I mean, as far as like the Ken Wakui comment, I think that's fine. Yeah, if you're like normally used to, having 21 to 25 pages um to 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 do a chapter with, and then now you're kind of like hard locked into like 19 or whatever, then I can definitely see that being hard to get used to. But I mean, at the same time, Ken Wakui's storytelling was like really on point inside of that page limit like a couple arcs ago. So like we know he has it in him. So like
Yeah.
what changed between like that last Shio arc where he blew a fucking hole in his homeboy's chest, and like the freeze ray corrupt cop arc and this like shitty tournament arc that made him suddenly not be able to tell a story in 19 pages. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't care about sports really. Like Yato said, like if it was a sports series that like really resonated with all of us, of course I'd be down to if I felt like that we would have a lot to talk about each week for it. And there was a lot of like narrative and character and like theme stuff to like dissect on a week to week basis, then of course. But until then, I don't care.
Yeah, and I think one last comment from Alexander Way. I probably said the name wrong. I know that's Mello, so sorry if I said it wrong. But
Big Mellow.
Saga, yeah, shout out to Mello. Saga Zero showing their youthfulness, dumping her sister's guilt in front of everyone. Hopefully, the older sibling is fuming, but they're proud. They put themselves out there. Tough ass, but wholesome. Loving the key ultimate Pentagon dynamic. I bet as the guild master, they have the logo on their back for Wolfgang. So yeah, you were talking about it's in response to what we were talking about with the guild emblem last week, and it's crazy that like that shit immediately gets answered, and we're talking about it now.
Right.
Fucking perfect timing. Yeah, it was good. I can't wait to see what the sister dynamic is like and how they like talk or whatever after this. So it's good stuff.
Oh yeah, good comment, Mellow.
Yeah, shout out. And a couple of comments in here about you guys should replace Astro. I mean, we gotta see where it's gonna go first, and we can't just we
We'll
can't just
finish
like
out the arc
yeah, yeah. We'll
at
see where the
least.
art goes, and we gotta decide on if we like just because we rag on it don't mean it's gonna get replaced. Like it could pull out, it could do some things, but we also would have to find something that we all agree would fit the lineup. Like people are recommending stuff like Mad, and yeah, that's bi-weekly, and Kiyoshi. I personally don't feel like that's gonna make it out for the next 3 months. We'll see where it goes. But we're keeping an eye on Astro and other things in the magazine as well as other magazines. And we'll get to y'all. We'll let y'all know.
Uh,
Yeah. But that's going to be it for the comments. I guess I'll just transition directly into the outro. So that is it for episode 20, baby, of Shonen Pulse. I hope y'all liked the show, stuck around to the end. If you did, you're a champion. If you didn't, then you suck and you ain't hear this message. But, whatever, baby. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Share this with a friend. Be annoying. I'm probably forgetting some stuff that I normally say in the outro because I didn't stop to take a breath. But it is what it is, baby. Y'all have a good night. And this is Yato, and I'll let the other guys say goodbye.
see ya.
Right?
Holla, holla.